Pokey tool. See, Eddie didn't need to say anything. All he needs to do is go, and I knew that was a sign, the universal sign for the pokey tool. Now then, £19. We're at 1992. Oh, so all of these has to be under £19.92. Right, that is ridiculous. This has to be under, because we're playing Avalanche. So this has to be under 20 quid. Let's have a look at what you're going to get. Wow, we're in there already. So, where did you start? So we started on the cake. We started on, where did you start? Okay, Soz. Keep up with you. Sorry, I'm still a bit asleep. I'm having coffee. We know why. So we've got your gorgeous loved one with a gorgeous cake. You've got save the date, wedding invitation, menu, order service, evening invitation, thank you, RSVP. I used to do wedding workshops, don't you know? We've then got the beautiful now packaging. Product. Seriously, if you think these are little tinsy stamps, these are not tiny stamps. Everybody's going to pay the lowest price. It's going to be under 20 quid for all of these. Look at that carriage. That doesn't have to be a wedding carriage. That's a princess carriage. Doesn't even need to be a carriage. Lose the wheels. It's just a gorgeous frame. Look at that. Look at that flourish. Look at that flourish. That is gorgeous. Oh yeah, it's got rings on it. Didn't notice them. But that is absolutely beautiful. Even if you knock the rings off, it's going to be stunning. You've then got the fabulous heart with the flowers in. That is gorgeous. That is gorgeous. And then you've got on the bottom there, warmest wishes. So again, not wedding themed. The next one. That is a congratulations stamp. That is a big stamp. You can use those as two separate stamps, definitely. Wow. Okay, it's very busy. Your next one, you've got save the date, wedding invitation, menu, order service, evening invitation, thank you RSVP, all mounted stamps. All cushion mounted stamps. All the stamps you've seen so far are cushion mounted stamps. Now that is a nice stamp. That is a beautiful stamp, solid stamp. It's been etched into. Stunning. And then you've got wedding day. All of these are cushioned. The next one, this selection. Oh yeah, is it gonna go? How many have we got? Oh, we ain't got many. Not many, she says. Right, okay, what's that price dropping to? It has to be under 20. £18.93 for all of these, folks. You've got 5 remaining. One thinks one isn't going to get time to get my stamp pad out, let alone stamp anything. Okay, there's only 4 remaining. I'm going to tell you what's on this as well. So on this one, you have got stay and always on your special day. Happily ever after, Mr. and Mrs. Once in a while, right in the middle of an order in life, love gives us a fairy tale. I love that stamp. You've only got 2 remaining. May happiness be yours. How do I love me? How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Oh, there's only one left. Right, this is going to sell out. You've got yourself a bargain. £18.57. Christine, you've got the last one. Congratulations. It's another price lock. Okay. £18.57. Everyone pays that plus £4.95 postage and packaging, unless you're a Hochanda Freedom. Are you ready? Brand new. This is a good. Did I say Tim Holtz before? I lied. It's not Tim Holtz. It's a mass collection. No, it isn't Tim Holtz. That's silly of me, isn't it? Not Tim Holtz. It is a mass collection now. These are cool. These are cool. They have to be under £18 and price, okay? £18.57. This is a cool collection. Right, these are going to be busy. So you have got, that is fabulous. You've got 3 fantastic leaf stencils there. In fact, you've got 4. You've got the acorn, you've got the leaves. That is gorgeous. You've then got that gorgeous chain one. That is so cool. Look how big it is. That's going to be phenomenal. Look at that one for Christmas. You've got the reindeer. Imagine this on your gel plate. You've got the angel. You've got the bauble there. You've got the snowflake. These are going to sell out. You've then got, now they could be very weird candles, or there could be people in football jackets. That's what I'm seeing. Say what you see. You've only got 8 remaining. We've got 7 remaining. You've then got your dribbly eyes. Oh, we've got fantasy. Look, fantasy thingies. Mountains. Oh my gosh, look at that one. That is beautiful. That is just beautiful. You've 7 remaining. Only £18.26 for these. Oh, Are we staying at 1826? And then you've got your gorgeous bells. Look at that border. Look at that border. That is phenomenal. Look at that. Look at that. 1826. That is all you're paying for all of these. You have got 10 masks in total. You've actually got more than 10 masks. Last one. Ta-da! That is gorgeous. 1826. You've got more than 10 masks because in some of those packets you've actually got 4 masks. So that is value. Okay, one remaining. Good grief. No wonder I didn't need coffee. What is it? Who got the last one? Gillian, congratulations. 1826, everyone. Plus your postage and packaging of £4.90. There you are. So she did tell me that. I forgot what one were. I thought one were 3 and blah, blah, blah. Okay, everybody paying £4.95 unless you're Hochanda Freedom. Obviously, Freedom members, even on price lot, you don't pay postage and packaging. You can get on the website and join Hochanda Freedom at any time. It rolls on. It rolls on, but you can cancel it at any time. Nick's emailed in. Good morning, Nick. What does our Nick say? Ah, Nick remembers ours, so she's amazing. Well, she still is amazing, obviously. She's incredible. But that's where I remember looking at dies and thinking, wow, what you can do with them. And it was Spellbinders that she was working with. That's who she was bringing to us. Obviously, she does all her own dies now, and they are stunning. Okay, now we've plenty more auctions up for you. If you want anything, you can always have a little nosy, but never ever put your order in before the auction starts, because otherwise you're paying full price. You have to wait till the auction is in full swing, and that's when you want to be checking out your baskets. Remember, this is Avalanche. Oh, Avalanche, and we've got a star buy coming up as well. By Jove, this. See, we always have good prices, but when it's star buy, it's super good prices. So watch out for that one, because that is coming up in this hour. Okay, folks, Avalanche. So that means the last one, it stopped at, was it 1826? It was. So these have to be under 1826. Where do they begin? Let's have a little look see. So you should be paying 41.94. So before we even play the game, we know that it has to drop to 1826. So before we even get cracking, oh, it's a full house. I'm waving at everyone who's coming in. I'm just dancing. It's my morning exercises. A little bit of stretching. Before we even get cracking, we know it's going to be under half price. Because that's Avalanche. So that is good already, isn't it? Under half price before we even start playing. And everybody plays that lowest price. £18.20. That is our starting price. Shall we see what you're going to get? Okay, so let's have a look. All mounted stamps, foam mounted stamps, good quality, creative expressions. What have we got? These are lovely. Now hopefully I'll have a play, but it depends on how fast they go. Oh, okay, I'll be quick. So you've got For You with that beautiful scene in there. Stunning. These are nice. The Welcome Home with, again, that gorgeous scene in it. Lovely designs. You've got your poinsettia. Could be a normal flower, but poinsettia. Again, good size stamps. You've got the innie and the outie as well. You've got Thinking of You. That is a big stamp, and it's got a really cool font on there. You've then got these two beautiful ivy wreath stamps. They are so pretty, solid and a plain. You've then got that lovely, again, that tile stamp. Oh no, the quantity's coming in. Are you ready, folks? 7. I'm not going to get a chance to play. And then you've got another gorgeous tile stamp with Love Always. And then my favourite, look at that frame. I would take the centre out of that, so you'd have the frame and that separately, because I'd use it separately. These are stunning. You've got six remaining, but these are now only £16. Good grief, £16 and 4 pence. That is amazing value for money. I'm not going to have time to play. We've got these boards though, so these will show you the quality. Oh, we've only got 4 remaining. So yeah, Now, can you see? So again, good clear images, beautiful designs. Whether you use them with your embossing powder, that's going to look so good with your embossing powder. It's going to look so stunning with your markers. You could stamp that in one ink and then that over stamps. So that gives you your detail. Can you see? That isn't a standalone stamp. That will give detail. So over stamp. There's 2 remaining. I'll put these down. I'll get hold of this. Okay, 2 remaining. $15.92. That is it. That is all you're paying. 1 remaining. Everybody pays that lowest price, but Karen bagged the last one. Congratulations. It's another price lock. Okay, folks. $15.29. That's what everybody was paying. Good grief. So, it's avalanche. So, everybody, this is going to be under £15.92. I love this game because it is a bit exciting. It's like, we already know what it's going to be under. Morning, Miss Haley. Walking like an Egyptian this morning is our Haley. Birthday. Okay. So, we know it's going to be under £15 and and it should be £35. So, already we know we're going to save. What is that? Is that a tenner? No, Leona, that ain't a tenner. That's bad maths, isn't it? £20, Leona. So we've already dropped, of course, £15.91. But what are you going to get? Hey, I tell you what, if you are, I know we did Christmas not that long ago. These are lovely for Christmas. So the little heart-shaped boxes. So what you've got, quite naturally these. Some of ours have got a bit squidged. Look. Look, it's a little bit squidged. But, so what you've got with these, you've got your little heart-shaped box. Now, quite pretty actually, because what you've got with these, because it's that open weave, you could weave ribbon in these. You could actually, you know, if you do creative stitching, you could actually stitch, maybe do some embroidery stitching on top of these, which would look beautiful. And that would be easy. You wouldn't even need to really be able to do embroidery as such. It'd be dead easy to do some flowers on the top of there. You would, of course, oh, I've squidged that one even worse. Do be careful. You do need to, when you get them on, hopefully yours won't be squidged, but do be careful, because that one I have properly squidged. So you could also, like, wrap your ribbons around this. So when would I be using these? Brilliant, obviously, gift little boxes. Fantastic if you make jewellery. Fantastic for little Christmas presents. So maybe you are going to be making things this Christmas. Really, really nice. Maybe just for little gifts. You know, if you're getting married, they're the kind of thing that, you know, you give your little bridesmaid with a little thank you gifting. Fantastic if you make jewellery, because there's such a nice size, absolutely perfect. And the kind of thing, because that's such a good price already, £15.67, you've got 12 of your little heart-shaped box. Nirvana heart-shaped box. You've got 12 of those for just, do you remember, for £15.63. That means you're only paying £1.30 each. So again, good value for money. However, better value for money. That's what we like. We like proper bargains, don't we? Now, £1.11 each. It's got that open weed. It's like an Aida, if you will. Now, it feels nice and sturdy. Obviously with these, I know some of ours have got a little bit squished. To be fair though, I reckon if you padded that out, so if yours are a little bit squished, I reckon if you padded that out, you'd be able to stretch that back out again quite easily. Oh yeah, look, if I just do that, can you see? Because it is like a, oh, in fact, look at this, you can start shaping it. You've only got 17. Look at that, you can actually shape them. I quite like that. Look at that. That's quite cool, isn't it? Okay, you've only got 17 remaining. If you do want, I like that. So don't worry. You know, I know ours are a bit squished, but don't worry about that, because they are sturdy enough for you to actually shape them and get that, so if they are a bit squished, to get that shape back. I like the fact that you will be able to stitch onto these. I think that'll give you, if you are into creative stitching, or if you're doing it with the kids, these would be brilliant for a little mini workshop with the children, wouldn't it? Doing some little stitches on there, practice your stitching. They're lovely for practicing your stitching. You could even like stitch beads onto them. You know, have a gorgeous bead rim all the way around the top there. Obviously you don't need to stitch, you can just glue stuff on. You've only got 12 remaining if you want to get hold of these. You will be able to paint them. So say you've got your beautiful, you know, like your starlight paints, your beautiful creative imagination crafts. I always try and merge the two companies. Always do that. If you've got imagination craft starlight paints, they will go beautifully on those. Then again, because they are like a fabric, it feels like a fabric anyway, it's going to take that paint. It feels like a fabric, it feels like a coated Aida. Okay, you've only got 7 remaining. These are really, really pretty. They're really handy. And remember, you're only paying, is it still £1.11? Or has it dropped a bit? Because I forgot to look at the price. I don't even know where we were. £1.09 it's dropped to now. For these, just £13.19. You might, I say, I'm re-squidging these. You might be using these as your little, how many are you getting? So you're getting 12. If you're multi-buying these, oh, imagine multi-buying these and making these into a little advent calendar. You know, for Christmas, because you could really Christmas these up, couldn't you? Imagine that. Imagine how pretty they are. You could actually have them hanging off your tree, couldn't you, with little chocolates in. You could put a ribbon, easily put a ribbon in there, decorate that with little Christmas goodies, and then have that hanging off your tree with little gifts inside it. Oh, that would be really pretty. Okay, you've only got 2 remaining, however. If you do want to get all these, we've got 1 remaining. If you want to get this, you need to be checking your basket out now, or you're going to miss out. £13.40. Marilyn, it is you. You got the last one. It is another price lock. Okay, folks. £13.14 plus £4.95 postage and packaging. Oh, we've got a mystery box. It's kind of a mystery hat, though. Now, shall I pick this up and put it on? No. No, because if I pick this up and put it on, oh, look what I will get. Millions of buttons. Look at all of these. Okay, now this has to be under £13.14. That's what we get with Avalanche. Right. Who used to, right, this takes me back to being a kid. When I was a kid, my gran, I was my great auntie, she used to have a massive button box. It was like a big sweet jar with loads of buttons in. And for some, I was one of them kids, I could keep myself amused just with a box of buttons. See, I didn't need any games. I didn't need money spending on me. I just needed a box of buttons, not even lying. I used to play with a box of buttons and a knitting needles. And I was most happy. But that's what it takes me back to. And it's sad when you think about it. That's actually what kept me happy. Buttons and knitting needles. Oh. Good grief. Anyway, it's what kept me amused. Cheap date. Okay, still am. Now, should be £25.99 for all of these. £13.09. We had to go under that finishing price because it's our Avalanche. That means these are nearly half price. Have a look at some of these. I love buttons. Okay, you might be using these if you're dressmaking, obviously. But crafters, think about these. If you're into mixed media, what I love with these, I love layering. I think layering buttons looks absolutely cool. I love doing things like that. You could obviously colour tint them. This is so busy. You've got so many variations here. You've got shape buttons. You've got your little metallic buttons that look really, really effective. You've got fancy buttons in here. I love things like this. Things like this really keep me amused. See, these are perfect, again, for layering. I love them. So if you're doing your mixed media, perfect for your mixed media. Put these just for texture on your canvases. Talking canvases, we've got them picture frames coming up soon, I bet, because it's a star by and we haven't seen them yet. See, put these on just for texture. If it's got a backing like that, you know, with that, you could actually cut that off. It's plastic button, you could cut the backing off, so you can flat pack them if you flat pack them. Put them flat if you wanted to. Oh, look at that. You get that, but that is going to go around some of the buttons. I've not seen anything like that before to frame it. You've got a real mixture sizes. You've got a mixture of finishes in here. And you've got a lot. I mean, this is ridiculous. 1.5 kilogram of buttons. I am sad because I just like the feel of them, which I know is ridiculous. Look at these. So you've got gorgeous texture on some of these as well. Again, lots of different finishes, lots of different colours. Like with something like this, if you've got your alcohol pens and maybe your alcohol inks, you could easily colour tint them. These ones are pretty. Again, you could colour tint them with your alcohol inks. So you don't have to have them the same colour. If you've got the spray paints that I've been doing, and I know Lou were doing spray paints yesterday, when you put these on your canvas, it doesn't matter about the colour. You put them on the canvas and then you can spray paint over the top. See, layering them always looks dead cool. So you get your flat button and then you get, I wonder if I've got my glue. No, I haven't. Do you know, I've come unprepared today. See, but if you layer them up, they look dead effective. And again, brilliant, brilliant if you are putting these on your mixed media pieces. Not just your mixed media. A lot of these are flat, so they're going to be perfect for your card making. You've got loads of these. These are good. I like these because these ones are absolutely perfect for your layering because they're just the right size. Let me find another little one. Look, they're just the right size for layering. I really like that. See, that keeps me amused for hours. You've got some right pretty printed ones, and you've got some quite unusual shapes as well, which are quite bizarre. And I love the texture ones. The texture ones are raised because when you do put them on mixed media and then spritz over the top of them, you can see the texture, so it doesn't matter about the colour. A lot of these you'll probably recolour, but I must admit, those proper bright ones, they are a bit cool, aren't they? I mean, you might be using them for sewing. You might actually be using them for repairs because there are a lot of matching buttons. So actually, if you are using these for sewing, see, there's a lot, sorry, frog in my throat. So there are a lot, that actually match. So you can do that as well. Right. You've only got 14 remaining. £12.21. I'm still playing. £12.21. You should have been paying £25.99 for this. They do feel, I just like the feel of them. They feel quite lovely. Obviously, tons you can do. I did say there's a lot of the same design. And that is something that, of course, if you are using them for sewing, is really important. You have got a lot of corresponding designs. So please don't think that these are literally just craft. They're just handy. Having this collection of buttons. Do you know what Paula does? Paula's got hers. Paula has everything colour coordinated. So Paula would have all hers colour coordinated in little storage boxes. I know. It's ridiculous. It looks amazing, but it must have taken her so long to do that. I bet that's quite nice to colour coordinate them though. You have loads of little storage boxes and just get them all sorted so it looks really pretty. Okay, there's only 9 remaining. That price, £12.11. That is all you're paying for this auction. That is better than half price, and it's a lot of buttons there. I haven't even tipped them all out just because I thought they were a little bit cruel. I'm close though. Right, there's 6 remaining. You're only paying £12.07. What are you going to do with yours? Are you going to be, maybe you're going to be crafting with the kids. Maybe you're going to be making jewellery. I've seen some beautiful button jewellery that's been made in the past. Maybe you are going to be using them for your sewing. Maybe you're going to be using them for embellishing. Maybe embellishing headbands. Maybe you're going to be using these for your century, your gorgeous paper flowers. You might be using them for mixed media. Obviously, with something like this, if you're part of a craft group, it's another fantastic collection for a craft group. Only 2 remaining. It's been a really busy morning, thank you ever so much. But now only one remaining at £12.03. Sue, congratulations. It is you. We've sold out of the buttons. Okay, that's another price lock. £12.03. Everybody plus your £4.95 postage and packaging, unless you're a Hochanda Freedom. Store buy. Sorry, I am watching Adi put all those buttons back. It's either going to be good, bad, or terrible. I better not watch. I'm meant to be on telly doing this. Store buy. Right. If you watch my shows, or especially if you've been to workshops, you'll know that one of my biggies is framing. Yay! He got that. That is magic. He got all the buttons back in the hat. Back in the hat. Okay. A lot of you know that I definitely recommend framing your work, because if you have spent hours on a piece, if you have spent something, and you know people either don't pay decent money for your cards or don't appreciate the work that's gone into your cards, as soon as you put them in a frame, it changes the look entirely. Okay, let's have a look at these frames. So at the minute you should be paying £20.28. Now we ended that last auction on £12 and something. So that means we know this has to go under £12. Okay, I'll talk you through. So at the back, you've got your little wood backing. Okay, it's not wood, it's thingy, but I can't remember the name of it at the minute. I can't, because my brain's a bit tired. It looks, yeah, it's like an MDF kind of thing. Okay, under £12. You've got your little shutters. So they'll come in, they'll hold it in frame. You've got your two clips there, so you can hang it either which way. Or, of course, it can stand up. The choice is yours. You've then got in here a canvas. That, I've only just realised that's canvas. That is so cool. That is so cool. So actually, you know the way I'd be using these? You could frame the canvas. You could use these as two separate entities entirely. It's a canvas. I have only just realised that is a canvas. Right. Super cool. Because how are you going to use these? It might be with your spray paints that Lou was using yesterday. Love the spray paints. It might be with your mixed media, and obviously with something like this, because it's not got a glass front, it means you don't need to worry if that's out, you know, if you build it outside that frame. Even with the frame, you can see it's got depth to it, so if you are building that up, it's still going to be protected with the frame. You could easily colour tint this. So if you wanted to, you could overstamp, you could paint the actual frame. So you could actually paint the frame. You could, if you were doing your spray paints, for instance, you could literally spray across the whole thing. Use it as a full thing, and then you're going to get that different texture. It is so busy. So busy. You're paying £11.55. Again, really cool. So it's working out at what, sorry? Right, £2.88 per frame. £2.88. Okay, for something that obviously with the canvas, so £2.88, kind of normal price, that, isn't it, for a normal frame? But this has got your canvas in it. And I think that gives it a different level. That gives it a little bit of, it's a little bit extra, isn't it, that? Because that canvas is going to allow you to create some beautiful mixed media pieces on there. And I love that. I love that your canvas already fits a frame, because I know faffing about trying to buy frames to match was an absolute pain. And trying to find frames where you're going to get that depth as well to put your canvas in, because that's exactly what I was doing. I was trying to frame all mine. Okay. Well, it's dropped to 11.41, but with 69. Now, 69 sounds like a lot, doesn't it? That sounds like a magic number, but it is going to drop. That is going to drop really quick, so you do need to get in there. Do you know what I should have done? I should have brought one of my bits of work that I have finished and showed you what it looked like under a frame. Okay, so £11.34, that is all you're paying. You need to check your baskets out now. You have to check your baskets out. If you don't, you might miss out. And that's the rules with this. Now, just bear with. I'm just looking over there. Bear with while you look at them. Bear with. I know what I'm going to steal. I won't pinch. I'll be careful. Okay, so imagine something like that in a frame. So you've got a canvas here. So if I put it on that middle one, Now imagine you've got a beautiful sentiment there. Tell you what, the free gift in your next hour. You've got a beautiful sentiment there and then a gorgeous rose on a frame. You give that as a present, you sell that how much you're paying. The beautiful thing about your frames, if you pop that on a card, that's going to be really tricky, isn't it? But if you put it on a frame, it's a keepsake. It's something that someone will treasure. It makes it more of a it makes it more of a gift. And that's the thing, it's a gift as opposed to being something that someone sees as almost disposable, which I know a lot of people see. And see as cards. I must admit, with these frames, I'll be painting over the top. You've got that black outside edge. I give them a lick of paint. I would obviously, with something like this, if you've got your spray paints, zoom over the top with your spray paints because it's quick and it's effective. Now, you have only got 59 remaining. Of course, if you wanted to, you could hang them. They've both got hangers so you can do it portrait or landscape. Okay, folks, it's avalanche. 10 quid. £10 and 80p. That means you're saving a full £10. What is that now per frame? I probably should be able to work that out. Right. Is that £2.70? Okay, £2.70. Right. You might be thinking, you know what? I don't want the frames, I just want the canvas. But you'd use a frame as well. So you might use a frame for a picture. You might be using the frame for something completely different. You might be using the frame for one of your stamp works of art. And then you might be using the canvas for something separate. So you might be using them as two utterly separate entities. Which in that case, I think that price is phenomenal. If you are going to use them for your mixed media, because you can really have this coming out of that frame, because you've got that depth of frame. I mean, if I hold that up, sorry, you can, just stay there, Leonie, don't move. You can see the depth. So it allows you to build up within that frame. And I love that, because imagine using craft box stuff. So you're using all those gorgeous gems. Imagine if you are using the buttons that we've just had in the last hour. So you're building up inside it. Maybe you are going to be layering inside. I do like I want to do it now. I want to get it out and do the spray paint, but put the stencil over the full thing and spray the full thing. I'd love to do that, because if you do that, this, unless you directed it inside, sorry, I've got right crop. Unless you directed it inside, that you could actually have that remaining black. So it means dead easy with spray paints. So it means you'll be able to go over the top and get that colour everywhere. Now, you have got only 34 remaining. Sounds like a lot. But we started on 60, well, we didn't start on 69, it had already been busy. But when we brought the quantity in, we had 69, that was only a few seconds ago. We're now down to 31 units remaining at only £10 and 38p, way better than half price for these. You've got the canvas. What makes these different for me is that when I first saw these, I didn't realise that were canvas. I thought that was just a plastic coating. Didn't realise that was a canvas. It is so busy. Please check your baskets out. If you don't check your baskets out, you will miss out. That's the rules. That's the rules with Hochanda. Thank you already. Bear with. While you have a little think, I'm going to have a little drink.
Cold, isn't it?
Sorry, I couldn't swallow. I know it got stuck. You know when it just gets stuck because they're a bit cold. Okay then, 11 remaining. That is all that's remaining now. You need to be checking out your baskets. What a bargain. I can't wait to see what you do with yours. So this is the thing, you must have so many goodies. Please use them. Are you going to be using these for a gorgeous decoupage picture? Are you going to be using these to build up gorgeous flowers in there? Maybe you're going to be using them for fantastic mixed media, or maybe you just love working on canvases because you love that texture. I mean, maybe you are going to be doing a fantastic watercolour piece on there. Who knows what you're going to be using these for. But that is only £10 and 32p for a canvas and a frame, not a regular frame. This is your canvas and a frame. Okay, £2.58. that is all you're paying now £10.32 for the full set. Remember, we don't limit it to one per person, so if you do want to buy more than one, you can definitely do that. If you are doing that, I definitely recommend you part of Hochanda Freedom, because then you're not paying postage on anything. Maybe you are going to make some of the fantastic flowers coming up in the next hour and put them inside that frame. That would look stunning with the sentiment, having those flowers coming in and around. How stunning would that look? Okay, you've got 4 units remaining, everyone. 3 units remaining. It's going to sell out any second now. Please make sure you check your baskets out, and then you'll know everything is going to get delivered to your door. But you do need to do that, and you need to do that quick. We have now literally 2 units remaining. Oh my gosh, I am so hungry. 1 unit. Oh no, still 2. I can't even have my breakfast because someone's nipped me milk. Okay, so you've got 1 unit remaining. That's £10.29, everyone. That is all you are paying. That's one done. Valerie, it was you.
Price
Congratulations. It's price lock. Okay, folks. That is it. We're out of time. Shall we pop that on? Not quite sure about that. We may about. All right then, folks. Oh, look at me hair. Put that hairband back on. Okay, thank you ever so much for joining us. It has been a really busy morning this morning. Our birthday continues. I'll tell you what is a little bit magic. The one-day special, it actually sold out last night. It sold out in 30 minutes in the launch show. We did get back in stock, but I doubt that's going to last the hour, quite frankly. Make sure you tune in. I'm back up with you at 11 o'clock for Letting Me Loose. I hope you can join me then. Thank you ever so much. Bye-bye. That's me, that is. Turning into a rabbit. I haven't seen that one yet. Katie Sue's up next, then Celebrate with Daisy Chain Designs, then it's me letting my hair down. I love that.
Collal All-Purpose Glue is a solvent-based adhesive and is fast-drying with an incredibly strong bond. This wet glue can be used on paper, card, cork, wood, fabric, glass, and is perfect to use with your Coordinations cardstock. This fantastic deal consists of 4 100ml bottles. To stock up, go to hochanda.com.
Add to basket. Add to basket. Ooh, add to basket. Oh, hello. You've just caught me looking at all of the birthday bargains on my phone. So how am I doing it? Well, it's not magic. It's the Hochanda Go app. Have you seen it? You can watch live shows, existing shows on rewind, and purchase at the tap of a screen. Have you seen it, Mrs. Smith? And if you turn your phone sideways, you get a full screen view. And if you register with your existing Hochanda account, it will already know if you're a Freedom member. Awkward. So whether you're at home or out and about, you can join in with all of our 3rd birthday party fun using the Hochanda Go app. Anytime, anywhere.
Hi, I'm Fiona from Crafters Companion, and I want to wish Hochanda a very magical 3rd birthday. Hi, I'm Fiona from Crafters Companion, and I want to wish Hochanda a very magical 3rd birthday.
Hi, I'm Gary from Craft Buddy, and I wanted to wish everyone at Hochanda a really happy 3rd birthday. It's been such a pleasure working with everyone at Hochanda over the past couple of years, and I'm so excited to see what's to come in the future. So happy birthday!
Hi, I'm Jeremy from Whittaker's Cross Stitch, and I'd like to wish Hochanda a very happy 3rd birthday.
welcome back. It's 9 o'clock in the morning, and of course it's an hour that's dedicated to our current one-day special. Now, if you didn't see the launch last night, you didn't see 8 o'clock show or the repeats during the evening, you are in for the most amazing treat. Now, this one-day special has taken the world, the world, because it's a worldwide launch that we brought to you last night at 6 o'clock, by storm. We had people ordering from all over the UK, Europe, as well as America last night. That's how phenomenally busy it was, to the point that we sold out. We sold out in a record 35 minutes. How can you believe that? It's amazing. And then we managed to get hold of more stock. Now, that stock is going to be dispatched at a slightly later date, the 4th of September. But of that restocked stock, over 60% of the stock has gone. This is not going to last the day. Might not even last until 1 o'clock. It could sell out during this hour. And we've been on the phones already. We cannot get any more stock. That is it. What we've got is what we've got. And when it's gone, it has gone. Now, if you're wondering, well, what's so crazy? Why has everybody gone nuts over this? Well, have a look at this and you'll understand why. Oh my goodness, how amazing is that? Nori,
I know.
You're back, and Nick,
just for a little while.
Thank you so much.
No, it's lovely. It's lovely to work with both of you. We are incredibly busy. I should be introducing you to Nick Lodge in just a few moments. But Noreen, it's gone crazy.
It's phenomenal. And you know what? I'm really not surprised. I'm surprised at how quickly it went. But I just know that there's loads of people like me, whether you want to do cakes or whether you want to do craft, there's loads of people like me who would love to aspire to make something like that.
Well,
and these molds just
this is it.
make it so easy.
It's phenomenal. And of course, obviously we know Noreen through her background with crafting, so you're kind of looking at it from a crafting point of view. But Nick, you're looking at these molds from a totally different perspective.
Mostly in sugar, which is what I work in, but then most of these flowers are air drying clay. So the nice thing about it, the medium is very similar. You work in exactly the same way.
I love it, and we'll be chatting about that more. Noreen, I know you've got a demonstration for us a little later.
Yes, I'm going to get ready.
I'm going to let you get ready.
Thank you.
Meet up with you a bit later on. But Nick, talk about these molds. Why have they caused such a stir?
Well, I think especially the fern and the filler flower mold, which is a bundle, so these two come together with the little companion tool, which you'll see how I use that in a moment. But I think it's just that there's so much, I mean, especially the filler flower, there's 24 flowers you can make from that one mold.
Oh my goodness.
So yes. So all of those, you know, flowers are sort of like you're able to make all of these flowers here.
These are
so
beautiful. Now, of course, you are going to get your full instructions with this.
Yes, which opens out and has like a,
And we'll also be chatting about loads of YouTube tutorials you've done as well, because you've been busy.
Actually, 31 of those.
Oh my goodness, you have been busy, haven't you? And you can see here kind of that picture there with the different numbers allocating to the different areas there as well.
Flowers, yes.
So it's nice and easy. We are so busy. You are loving this. Over 70% of the stock has gone of the extended one-day special. So that is the first mould with all those gorgeous flowers in there.
And then the second one is the fern, which again is beautiful because there really has never been a
look how realistic
these
are.
Fern before. So, and of course, you know, like for mixed media, for cards, you know, you can do this without wires, or for sugar craft, you can make beautiful ferns for a wedding cake. You know, so like here, for example, on this spray I've got here with the ferns.
Look at that beautiful corsage, almost, isn't it there? So that is phenomenal. Now, the pine cones, if you've noticed the pine cones, we'll be telling you about those a little bit later on. We have brought some details up at the bottom of the screen, and I do encourage you to check out the winter moulds on the website if you have the opportunity. But we were talking about mixed media and obviously the sugar craft as well. But have a look at this. Oh, sorry. Look at this. That's using that exact same fern.
That's right, which is beautiful. That was done by one of our design team, Jack. So it's like
Isn't that amazing?
Yes.
absolutely phenomenal. And I don't know about you, but I want to see these in action. So we're going to head down to the demonstration area. Do make sure you get your order in as soon as you possibly can. Please don't wait until Nick's done his demonstration. He's running away from me. Come on. You've obviously heard it. He's fired up and ready to go. I'll be with you in a second, don't worry, Nick. So yeah, if you want to get hold of yours, details on your screen, 849860, £24.98. So imagine that you are creating so many flowers from those 2 moulds as well as those ferns. Phenomenal. No wonder we're busy. Jump onto the website. You'll find not only your one-day special, you'll find additional elements on there that are going to support the further use of your one-day special. And of course, we'll be chatting about those as the hour progresses. Any questions that you would like to ask, then by all means, please do. You know how to get in touch, studio@hochanda.com. And I will post those questions to Noreen and lovely Nick as we go through the hour. And also, it's the first time I've worked with Nick as well, so I'm gonna, can I delve into...
Of course, totally.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up in Essex, so
Okay.
obviously, and Chelmsford, and like moved to Atlanta 26 years ago, which is my home now. So that's where my school is, and have a school in Japan, and obviously come over to the UK regularly to Katie Sue and Renshaw. So yeah.
So should I be bowing down
Oh,
to you?
no,
Sound like Sugarcraft royalty. It's amazing.
Well, thank you. So, but this has been really a fun project. I mean, it basically is like being having a baby, because this actually took 9 months to develop this product.
Perfect.
And now the baby's out. So
I love it. And you are loving the baby, because well, what was that, Ted? Approaching 80% of the stock. We better get cracking with this.
So as explained, this is a really innovative mould in that we can use it for many, many different flowers. So I'm going to show you how to make the hydrangea.
Okay.
So obviously, the nice thing about this, you can make hydrangeas like this, which would be where we do use this on a card, or of course you can make them on wires. So if you were doing them like the, excuse me, can I just grab that?
Yeah, please do. That's okay.
So you see, like if you're going to do like a beautiful bouquet, which obviously
so
this is
realistic.
air drying clay. So of
Okay.
course this would make a beautiful gift. You know, you could use this for a wedding, for a bridesmaid, and then she could put it in a vase in the bathroom or whatever. So it's sort of and when we make the hydrangea, if you're going to wire them, I'm using a white wire here. Now we do have a wire bundle, which is 20 gauge wire and 28 gauge wire.
Okay.
So this is going to be used a little later. I'm going to show the ferns and also like roses. So in the 1 o'clock. So this is obviously a darker floral tape. But when you're using like mixed media, like for example, one of our design team, Jack, made these beautiful hydrangeas here.
Beautiful.
So you can see, so if you're going to do that, of course, these weren't wired, but if you're going to do metallics or things, you could use green tape as well on here.
Okay, lovely.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just actually take some white floral tape. Now, floral tape comes in a standard, width like this, okay? And this is, easy to find. And I've got this, just cut this into quarters because I want it to be pretty thin.
Okay, so the actual width has been sliced down.
Just use a pair of scissors. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to now start taping. Now, just like when you do knitting or crocheting, I'm keeping tension on my, instead of my wool, I'm keeping tension on my tape. Because floral tape is sticky when you stretch it.
Okay.
So you're just going to continue all the way down. Okay.
Wonderful. That's easy enough.
Got my little step out here, and then once you've done that, you're going to. But as I said, this is only if you're going to do them, because hydrangea, the stem of the hydrangea is actually the same color as the flower. So that's why we have them in white. So you could dust this blue or pink or green, whatever. And see, I'm just going to cut these into quarters. I'm going to take a pair of tweezers, and I'm just going to make little tiny hooks on the end of here. So, if you're doing, say, like a spray like this, you do like 20, 24 hooks, so depending on the sort of amount you're going to make. And then we're going to take the tweezers, just make a little tiny hook on the end of the wire here. Okay, so you've got a little tiny hook. Now, the hydrangea bud mold, this is the hydrangea. So obviously this is the hydrangea flower, and then you'll notice there are 3 cavities here. You can see in camera there, the 3 cavities, they almost look like a hot cross bun. They've got like 4 little lines in it.
Oh, I see, right into the centre of there, yes.
So that is used for, like, for example, dogwood buds, hydrangea buds, lilac buds, bavaria buds, any of the flowers that have 4 buds.
Okay.
I'm using here air drying clay. So obviously we again we do have some bundles. So I've actually, so there are 2 options. You could either use a little bit of the blue and then obviously add just a little tiny bit to your white air drying clay to make just a powder blue color.
Okay.
Or alternatively, you could use like a blue gel color and put it into your white, white air drying clay. The food colors work great, so that gives you this nice blue. And then of course you could do like a pale, like the green ones I have on the wedding set. That's just done with a really pale green.
Beautiful.
So that would be like if you were wanting to make the pale
It's
green.
good to have the intensity of those colours, because obviously you can take
Totally.
those out where it's harder to intensify from a paler tone.
And as Noreen said in our first presentation yesterday, with colours like the magenta, this beautiful colour, that's a straight out of the pack colour for red roses, things like that.
Perfect.
It's great. So anyway, so you're just going to take a little tiny ball of paste, all right? And this is a companion tool, so this will be your best companion, your best
And we
friend.
get that in the one day special.
Yes, it's a sort of a special bonus. So this comes in. So this is a great little tool. So it's got a little ball on one end. We have a shaft, and then we have a needle. So I'm just going to take a small ball of paste. Now, I'm not filling the molds completely because you'll see why in a second. Going to use the little tiny ball tool, and then that's going to actually just be pressed in gently to impact it into the mold slightly, but not ram it in there, okay?
Okay.
A little bit of glue. Now, though air drying clay sticks to itself for things like roses, usually if I'm putting wires in, I just add a little tiny bit of glue just to ensure that that's going to stay stuck.
Okay.
All right, so I've got some PVA, obviously, glue here. And then all we're going to do here is going to just push that into the mold. And then you're just going to flex the mold. So you flex it one way and you flex the mold the other way.
So it's kind of grabbing around.
Yeah, you see, and then when it pops out, you see you're going to get this little tiny, and it's got the 4 little lines on it, see? And I'm using a little bit of corn flour, cornstarch. Obviously, because we have a lot of Americans watching in the West Coast, they're probably still up, and some of the light night crafters on the East Coast. But anyway, so these will be your little flower centers, okay? So, you know, that's obviously...
Very realistic.
And in air drying clay, normally you'd leave this about 90 minutes, the same with sugar, all right?
Okay.
So if you're using, this is the petal paste, which you also have as a bundle, 2 packs of that. So you actually will get 600 gram sticks. This is white, so then again, you just use your gel colors, because obviously it's food, you use gel colors to color
am I
that.
right in thinking that if you are thinking about using them for food, you need to keep them dedicated for food?
Totally,
crafting,
yes.
dedicated for crafting.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So normally we'd recommend you have like 2 sets, you know, one for craft, one for cake.
Makes sense.
Because, you know, obviously some cake decorators do crafts and
That's true,
vice
yeah.
versa.
And when it's as easy as this, you can understand.
And then, you know, this is a great little tip, you know, when you have, because these are really skinny wires, so, you know, they're difficult to push into a cake dummy or a styrofoam block. So usually I use little straws. So you see, then you just would put them into the little straw here, and then that sort of makes it easy. And of course your buds, so when we do the buds of the hydrangea, we would use the larger cavities here. So we'd use this sort of cavity for the medium bud and this one for the large bud, okay? So obviously you'd make your buds. But the important thing is to make your flower centers first. So we obviously have these are dry. So these ones were made earlier today. Then all we're going to do here now is going to take some paste. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use my large bud cavity as a sort of a guide. So I'm just going to roll my air drying clay. Now you could make this, obviously if you're going to make a lot of hydrangeas, you can make this longer than this. But you're just going to make this so that this actually sits into the mold here. So you see how it actually would sort of sit into the cavity.
So you're not forcing it in,
exactly.
sits in quite neatly.
It just sort of is the diameter.
There you go,
so
perfect.
All right,
yep.
so a bit like a pencil size, okay? And then all I'm going to do then is going to take this, and I'm just going to measure this 2 petals across, okay? So of course you could make, say 12 of those. Just usually, because air drying clay you can keep out for 20-30 minutes, unlike sugar, which is going to dry a lot quicker.
And I noticed it's a canny way of actually storing it.
So you just keep the little balls of paste or your little sausages under there, and then that means that they're not going to dry out. So especially for sugar, that's more important. So you see, so this is obviously the diameter of two petals. So, and then once we've got that 2 petals across, we're going to then just cut that in half. I'm going to make this like a little cross or like a little jack, okay? All right, so you see how you're going to get this little shape like this.
Okay.
And then, so this is another great thing about this. You can also use this for, like, for example, shamrock. So when you make shamrock, you do exactly the same with the green. So I just use this as a perfect, like, Kelly green.
Yep,
exactly. And then what I did is I actually just cut off one of the 3. So when I press it in the mold, when it pops out, you're going to get, like, basically, like 3 parts of the hydrangea. So it's a sort of great... So that's a fun, I mean, obviously St. Patrick's Day is a few months away, but it will be ready already then. And that's great for like St. Patrick's Day cards.
It's another use, isn't it? Of course, if you've got anything with good luck as well, perhaps that route. Very, very busy. We are rapidly approaching limited stock now. I was quite keen to let Nick do his thing before I gave you a stock update there, but you really do need to be placing your order as soon as you possibly can. And don't forget, this is the entire stock that we've got now. So, yeah, just go for it.
But you see also great, you can make a little dogwood, which obviously is a very popular flower where I live in Atlanta in the springtime. Remembrance Day is coming up. You can make beautiful little poppies with that hydrangea. That's just done with the red air drying clay. So you notice that I have, you know, you've used this a little bit short of the edge because what I want to do is I'm just going to press this in, and I use a cosmetic sponge. A cosmetic sponge is a great way to, or you can use a cosmetic wedge as well. That also works well. But see, what this means, you press the paste in, so the paste will be a little thinner at the edge of the petal. and then obviously a little thicker in the middle.
That's
where
a
we want
really good tip. I like that tip.
Well, because the other thing is your finger is obviously curved, so when you press your finger in, like say pine cones, you get that sort of concave
and
shape.
you can sometimes apply too much pressure with your fingers,
Totally,
can't
totally.
you? Yeah.
So then we see when you take this out of the mold here, you could just push your little needle tool of your companion tool into there if you have any little overfill, all right?
Beautiful.
So you see, if you take that now you can soften this. So when we talk about softening, you can use your little companion tool here, and then what you do is just going to roll your edge a little bit like that. But you can also do this. Another way you can do this is actually on your finger. So you see, I'm using a shaft here.
Yeah.
So what's it going to do? That's going to give you this beautiful sort of softening. And then see, I use just some like crepe foam and just dry these into here. Obviously, you can see here the dried ones.
Nick,
okay?
I'm really sorry for butting in. We are now actually limited stock with the One Day Special. We went limited probably about a minute ago, but I didn't want to interrupt Nick. So, yeah, if you're wanting these, please, they are going to sell out. They could sell out in the next 5-10 minutes. We've got 3-minute queues. I just hope we've got enough stock for everybody that's on the phone now to get hold of these. It's an awful thing to say, but if you can get onto the website, you can bypass those phone queues. So if you want to jump in and get yours, now you need to do it. So I'll keep you updated on that. Sorry, Nick.
That's okay. No, that's fine. So then if you want to wire these, so like obviously like we have here, these ones are wired. Okay, so this is, we thought, that's why it took 9 months to develop this, because we thought about how to use it on cards like this, because you got the little, you see the little, what we made on a wire is actually in the center. So then when you make a wired version of this, what we're going to do is we're just going to use your little companion tool. So you see you're actually hollowing out where that little center is.
Yeah.
And then we put a little bit of glue on your...
And in Sugarcraft, what would we use instead of glue?
So the only difference between what I'm doing is that obviously with Sugarcraft you use gum paste or petal paste or flour paste, which is going to dry harder. And then here I would put a little bit of egg white on there. But basically other than that, because if you notice how the hydrangeas, they look like these ones and the sugar ones, they look exactly the same.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I just bring over this little
but have a look at these.
Yeah.
Absolutely phenomenal.
But you see, if you look at the green one, so this is sugar. This is all sugar from, and these are just some of the 24 flowers you can make from that mold. And then you see then the hydrangeas are air drying clay, but they look exactly the same. So you see, you could, if you're a sugar crafter, you could make sugar flowers for the wedding cake, and then you could make corsages, you could make knife sprays, you could do everything.
And the nice thing is, if you're doing things like your corsages, you've got those for after that special day, haven't you? Flowers within a week, if you're fortunate, they've lasted that long.
And this is low maintenance; you don't even have to water it. So.
I like that idea. You can leave it when you go away on holiday. It'll still be there.
Exactly. So you just pull that down. You see, that's going to give you your beautiful hydrangea. Okay.
Gorgeous.
And then just to show you quickly a little bit about colouring. So this is, so I'm going to use the sort of the palette you have in your hand. That's sort of that really pretty colour. So I'm going to use some colours here. So I'm going to use just this is a like a blue colour. Now these are Sugarcraft. These are obviously edible Sugarcraft dust. If you're doing obviously with air drying clay, you can also use the non-toxic version of those. Okay, so I'm going to take some blue.
Now, while Nick's decanting these colours, it has now sold out. So if you've got it in your basket, it's technically sold out, which means that those in your baskets need to be checked out in order for you to get hold of them. We've got people that will pick those up. If you leave them to fall out, they will go and you won't get a second chance. So please check out your orders while you've got the opportunity. I'm going to let Nick continue with his demonstration though. So of course you can come back and watch that on Rewind. But yeah, if it is in your basket, please go and check your baskets out now.
So then I'm going to put a little bit of blue. So this gives me almost my base to my colour. And you see, this is when I talked about, like, if you have a blue hydrangea, you're going to put a little bit of blue on that white stem. So that's only really necessary if you're going to do more sort of pastel colours. And then I'm going to take a little bit of this purple. And see, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do this as an accent on the edge. And this is a luster dust, so this is like shimmery, a little bit like an eyeshadow. And this just gives that beautiful colour to the edge of the hydrangea.
That's a good idea, actually. If you've got old eyeshadows that you don't want to use,
well,
you
sure,
could use those,
obviously you can do that for sugar up, but for craft, totally. You know what I mean? As I said, for craft things, you see how you're going to get a little bit of blue colour on the edge there. And then finally, I'm going to take a little bit of green. So this is a... And usually when I do this, if I was doing like the spray here, I do all the blue, and then I go in with my accent colour. And then I'm going to take a little bit of my green, just put a little bit of green in the middle. So that just gives that nice natural colour.
Beautiful.
And then once we finish that, we're going to just steam it. So you either put on the kettle to have a cup of tea, and then
like an idea.
While the tea kettle is obviously coming to a boil, you're just going to steam it. Or you can use a small, this is like a little clothes steamer.
Oh, that's a clever idea.
like facial sauna there
Oh,
as well.
I don't mind a bit of that if you don't mind. We've got a couple of cucumber pads, that'd be useful.
And then we're just going to lightly steam it. So I do this with the air drying clay and with sugar. So what that helps to do is it gives a nice natural look, and it's sort of almost like, as I said, gets rid of that sort of dry, chalky look that we get with powder. So you see how you get that beautiful natural luster.
Absolutely gorgeous. And the realism that you've got from these, absolutely phenomenal. Now, I've been so busy during this hour. We're just going to have a little bit of a regrouping, to be honest. I haven't got a clue what's going on. So while we have a little bit of a meeting here live in the studio, why not check out what you can be doing with your moulds if you got hold of them as your one-day special. Absolutely amazing. And of course the beauty of these moulds is you can use them for your sugar craft, you can use them for your crafting as well. Obviously you need to do two different sets. Keep a set dedicated to your sugar craft if you wanted to do that, and then of course separate set for your paper craft. Now, during the hour we've been phenomenally busy, absolutely ridiculously busy. So of course our one-day special that sold out last night within 35 minutes, we brought it back on extended delivery. It was then extended until the 4th of September, and now we've literally I think we've taken all of the stock now. When we came to where we were told that was it, we couldn't have any more, but Katie Sue have, I don't know how they've managed it, but they've managed to bring it back to us. Now, I've no idea what sort of quantities we've got, how long it's going to take before that sells out, but it's dispatched now from the 12th of September. You can appreciate that the guys need to be able to get all these packed up. They need to get them posted. So that's why we've got that extended delivery to the 12th of September, which might seem like it's a long way away, but I can believe you me, it is not a long way at all. And when you're looking at moulds that will help you create the absolutely beautiful blooms and flowers that you can see here, it's worth every single second of that wait. Now, 849860, you are going to get a set of 2 beautiful moulds that we saw used in that video just a few moments ago to help you create, even as a novice crafter. This is a phenomenal thing. This has been developed, so if you, like me, have got bananas for fingers and as clumsy can be, you can create these beautiful flowers, not only for your cakes, not only for your cards, but you could perhaps using them for those celebratory memory moments where you want to keep that cake topper, or you want to keep those cupcake little flowers because of that special occasion that they came from, and you can do it with these moulds. Of course, don't worry, when you're crafting with these, we've got the experts here taking us through our paces, but after that you've got your fully explanatory leaflet that's going to come with these. So you've got photos in there, pictorial images that will help you every step of the way. And don't forget, Nick has been busy. He's been making all of those YouTube videos to help you. Every single one of those petals within that mould is going to enable you to create flowers. 24 flowers, I think it was, you're going to be able to create from that. And then, of course, you've got your ferns alongside it. Both of those coming to you for £24.98. Now, obviously, you need to add in things like your clay, which we can help you with. We've got that on the website. But how affordable is that to try out a brand new craft for less than £25? Phenomenal. 849860. Now, of course, when you've got your one-day special, you'll want to extend your usability, perhaps make those flowers go even further. Well, guess what? We've got some amazing things to share with you. So, where are we going? Now, we've got your fabulous one-day special. Let me show you what you're going to get within there. I'm going to head down to... Oh, lovely Nick, bless him. It's not usually like this. It's not as crazy as this. We're just a bit giddy because we've been so busy. So, of course, lots to share with you. If you want your one-day special, get it in your basket. But before you check out your basket, then do check out all those winter goodies that we've been chatting about. The thing that hit me with regards to this is the realism that we've got with these. Let me bring those in. let me bring these in. This is phenomenal. I saw these and I thought, oh, lovely, they've put a bit of potpourri out.
Yes.
I like, nice. Look at these.
I know the slices, they're orange. Of course, you can make them as lime. So if you do like gin and tonic cupcakes,
Oh,
you can make that in
wow.
modeling chocolate. But of course, for a craft, they're beautiful because you can make a wreath. You could use those in all sorts of things.
I was looking at blackberries in my garden yesterday and
Yeah.
they look just like
They
that.
do. And you see, you can make raspberries and other things as well. So
Absolutely amazing. I'm going to pop these down because we've got acorns and all. So, oh, bless you. Thank you. Your arms are longer than me because I'll just knock everything over. But absolutely beautiful. Now, sorry. I'm just having a word with myself. The pine cones and the holly and mistletoe have gone. Oh, my goodness. So these are in the individuals. Right. So the pine cones that we've got here, this is all, we've got all the same item, but choices. That's the key thing with this one. Oh my goodness, it's all gone crazy. So we've got your nuts and your berries, and then you've got your winter spices. But yes, we have lost one of those. So this is what we've got available to you. So Nick, over to you. Talk us around these buttons.
So this is the winter spice, which obviously has a cinnamon stick. So okay, these are beautiful to use in sugar, or obviously, you know, could do them in modeling chocolate. But you can also, of course, do them in crafting. So again, for a holiday Christmas wreath, that's a beautiful accent with obviously and star anise, and then your citrus slice, which of course you can make oranges, blood oranges, pink grapefruit, anything you want to. As I said, you know, things like the gin and tonic cupcakes, that's a really fun way to use this mold with modeling chocolate.
And the pine cones
too. Which I
too.
demonstrated last night at 8 o'clock, and they can be done as three-dimensional pine cones, like we showed in the spray in my segment, or you can make
I
half
need to move those, don't I? Because those are the ones that have gone, the pine cones. I'm sorry. It's gone all good. We thought we were going to get more of those, and we haven't been able to. So let me move those out of the way. If you got them last night, then you'll have seen how to work with those. Then we've got your
nuts and berries.
berries.
So obviously this has got the walnut, and you can see how realistic this walnut is. I've got blue fingers here. You can see how.
Oh my goodness! Look at this.
So of course, if you made that in marzipan, or you made that in rolled sugar paste, you know, like you put on a walnut cake or something like that. But again, in craft, you could use them half relief. Also, they look beautiful in mixed medium, like with gild in them. You can use in the, you know.
I bet you could put these in the garden, and the squirrels out there would think they would get totally confused because they're so realistic.
And then like the little acorn cup, and that's beautiful to use as like on a card. And then you've got like the acorns, so with the beautiful, the detail is incredible in the mold. And then the blackberries and raspberries, you can make them as half relief or three-dimensional.
You certainly can do. So of course, if you're wanting to get hold of the berries, we've got your two different options. You've got your winter nuts and berries here, and then of course you've got your winter elements there too as well. We need to change this round because it's all gone crazy. You've been buying everything. Got to rearrange everything. Nick, thank you.
Pleasure, thank you.
Of course, you've got Freedom Members discounted price on your screen there. Well, how do you become a Freedom member? Well, it's simply you jump onto our website, 888 if you're wanting to do that. And of course, the lovely Janice who's here to let you know all of those benefits. I'm going to meet up with Noreen in a moment. See you in a second.
Yanis, come here.
Hey, Janice, why are you dressed like that?
Do you like magic?
Yeah, I do.
OK, here's a trick. Now, pick a card, any card you like.
Any card?
Any card you like.
Okay.
Take a look at the card.
Uh-huh.
Now, does that card say unlimited standard delivery?
Yeah.
Does that card say monthly newsletter?
Yes.
Does that card say members badge?
Yeah.
And does that card say exclusive discounts?
Yeah, it does. And for £6.97, you can become a Freedom member and take advantage of all of these benefits. Janice? Janice? Janice?
Janice is just too good at that, isn't she? She's fabulous. She really is. I can't wait for the Christmas party. I bet she'll have all sorts of things up her sleeve.
I know, my goodness. Oh, she's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
So, Noreen, what are you going to show us?
So, what I would like to say first of all is a great big thank you to all of our team at Katie Sue. Honestly, days like this make me feel so proud. I'm quite emotional because I know they'll be working their socks off like a great family that they are just to get all of this extra stock out. So really well done to them. Well done to them.
Thank you.
So we're going round to the very basics. So if you were just starting out like myself, what you could do is you can either use your corn flour to do your moulds, or you can use what we found. This is just a little bit corn. This is a little bit white fat.
Oh, right, okay,
vegetable fat.
Yeah.
So what we found is when it's very, very shallow, so say for instance like the hydrangea, or maybe you're doing your ferns, if it's very shallow like that, you might get a better release by just putting just the tiniest little amount into your mould, and that does seem to help it. Plus, if you're using darker colours, then you don't get the transference from your cornflour, your cornstarch, onto your product. So it really does work out very well. So I just want to show you very, very quickly how easy. Now, this is me just doing me moulds, and unlike Nick, who was so precise and expert at it, I kind of just wing it.
This is it. And sometimes, if you're a complete novice and you never done it, like me, I'd be terrified.
Yeah.
I'd think I'm just going to crush everything and squash everything.
So as long as you get your air-dry clay into your mould and you have that nice and clear around the outside edge there, so you can see no raggy edges there, all you're going to do is just pop that out. Now, I don't know whether the camera will get this, but can you see the intricate detail on the centre?
Sometimes it can be a bit tricky with the white on white, but oh yes, you can see in the middle there. Yeah, it's like a little dip in the centre.
So this is me just playing. So I'm going to use the wires, and I know we've got the wires back on extended stock. Hallelujah. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue onto this.
Wonderful. Now, if you want those wires, I'm going to bring those details up. You've got 140 of those wires, and of course you've got your florist tape too as well. £9.99. It's on extended delivery, because guess what? Nature of the shows, it's sold out previously. So the extended stock, out of that 80%, oh, sorry, approaching 80% of stock. It will be 80%. It will at some point.
So this is me in the very, very simplest form. All I've done is I've gone in between the two petals there, and I've actually wired that flower, which makes a huge difference if you're making an arrangement, so you can just place that inside. Other things that you can also do with it, if you use a bit of a Dresden tool, you can actually alter the shape of those as well. So you can extend that, you can make that look a little bit bigger. You can actually change the whole shape of the flower. So once you get into this, there's loads and loads of different ways.
It looks a bit like an African violet,
yes,
now,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
And of course, depending on what colour you're using,
it could be whatever you like.
can totally alter that. Now, the ones that I've done, and this is an interesting point as well, this is obviously just the smaller ones that I've done here, but your air-dry clay will shrink very slightly.
Okay.
So that is the size that it is. So it does shrink very slightly. But you see, all I've done there is I've used one of my fabulous alcohol pens and painted the front of the colour. Now that could be a forget-me-not if you were doing it in blue. It could be many, many other colours. But if I'm looking at that, I'm thinking about my miniatures. This looks like a little miniature nasturtium or something like that, doesn't it? So there's so many ways. So whilst Nick is saying, yes, we can make 34, I'm talking 34 botanically correct filler flowers from here. Then just, you know, the world's your oyster when you're going further ahead and doing
creativity,
So another one that I really love, and when we're talking about wiring flowers, I was saying that, you know, many years ago I had really, really wanted to do flower making, but in those days you had to have all of the cutters.
Yes.
And they were really very expensive. And having two young boys just couldn't afford it, literally could not afford it.
Elsewhere.
So now this is a one-time purchase that I can do all of these flowers and more. So again, as Nick says, I'm just going to go around, make a little ball of that, and we're going to go into the larger, this is a baby's breath. I'll get my little companion tool and just push that down into the middle. And this is me just really winging it. It really is.
You do so well.
I know people do this, and I know, you know, we haven't got the experience that Nick's got, but what we have got is Nick guiding us along with these 31 tutorials that we've got.
How do we get to see those?
So you go onto the Katie Sue YouTube, and just there'll be a link there for you to look on any one of them. So they've got short versions, and then they've got the longer versions.
Perfect.
So you can just sit to your heart's content.
And that's free?
Free. You know, I can't tell you. When you were saying Nick is kind of royalty, and he's saying, no, this man is. This man is. When he goes to judge in the most internationally famous cake competitions, he's always a head judge. He flies to, you know, Mumbai and Australia, a school in Japan, he's got one in Atlanta. I mean, he's just, I've said to him, I don't know how you stay so busy, so I'm just pushing this into the centre there. I don't know how you stay so busy, Nick. you need to slow down. He says, I have slowed down because I do like to try and get a day in between flights. I mean, this is
goodness.
Yeah, as you do, as you do.
And also, as well, while we're talking about social media and
Yes.
obviously YouTube, you set up a new Facebook group as well.
Yes, we have Flower Pro Face Group.
Okay.
Now this is absolutely never been done before. So what we've got is, and I like to say this, a little pun. It's a cross pollination.
I think that's fabulous.
Absolutely brilliant. So for the first time ever, anybody who is interested in floral art, no matter what medium they're using, can go onto this forum and just get inspiration and just be encouraged by other people's expertise. So within a day, we had well over 1,000 people that signed up for this. So this is going to be a phenomenon. And again, free. So use all of these resources to enjoy. So this is the baby's breath that we've got in here. So I've just literally put a little bit wire. And as you can see, this is what Nick was saying about just literally squashing those out. Now, this is an absolutely, it really belies the ingenious technology that's gone on, because you can see these are all different levels. They're different levels for a reason.
Okay.
Because the ability to be able to just pop these out, if this would just be, and look at that.
Wow.
Now, Nick would show you all of these fancy ways of doing it. And this is, again, I've kind of achieved this, but then once I watch the tutorials, I know that by just opening this out, you can get a totally different look to it. And then pull that back down there. So there's loads and loads of different things. It's been an amazing experience for me to be able to work with Nick and to have the pleasure of actually making these. And the pride. Oh, wait, I'll show you.
Oh, look at this. Oh.
I made that.
Wow, Nora.
First one ever.
No.
Honestly.
First one
I know I
ever.
had the master sitting next to us, which is
but even so, with the kind of
with the
nerves and
tutorials
adrenaline,
that you're going to be able to make those, and I'm so proud of that.
You'd be hard pressed to pick that out of a real
honestly,
would you?
everyone's
you
just going to be so thrilled. I'm so excited to know that this is just going to be an amazing treat
and
for
the
them.
engineering, if we can just talk for just a few moments about the engineering of the mould here, because you've got all those different kind of petals within that larger mould
so as
to
Nick's
show
saying, you know, the 9 months in the making this, and we would go and Nick would say, well, this is such as, I mean, we've even had to learn the names of all the flowers and everything. This, to me, these what they call snowdrops are just absolutely incredible.
But they could be bluebells.
Yes, they could be everything. But I do not know any other way that you could get that effect. But would start working on one and maybe would do one, but by doing that it distorted what we're doing on the other mould. So really this is absolutely ingenious, and 9 months truthfully in the making of
and
this.
if I was the first time I ever picked this up, which would you suggest that I have a go as a complete novice? Never had a go before.
As a complete novice, I would say these little flowers here, because you're basically just filling them in with a whatever colour. And the way that Nick's shown how to do the hydrangea,
that was easy,
when he showed me, because I'm used to just pushing all of the air dry clay, but what he did there made complete sense, because if you reckon this is the length of that, so then you're just going to cross that over. What you need to have is the ingenious idea of getting the outside of those petals as thin as you can, and that's where Nick comes into his own. It's just, that is the expertise. But that is a great tip, and you're going to get that straight away. There's nothing difficult about it, but it's the idea, it's the knowledge. It absolutely is the knowledge. So you've seen Nick do the, we've done the ferns, and I've got some of the hydrangeas, the little buds that I've used, and all of this is just me wiring these. So I can do it, anybody can do it. So I was thrilled a bit to be able to do it. So then I've got some of the other little dried pieces, even down to the little buds. He's just shown us that just do a little ball and just put, that makes all the difference. So I just wanted to show you a little alternative way of getting the colour.
Nick's going to show us the ferns in his demonstration that we're going to get to a little bit later on.
So the transference of the colour. Now all crafters, I know, have distressings. You know that, and Haley and I know that. So look at the quality of those moulds. That just lifts those fronds. Absolutely incredible. So for a crafter like myself, just totally amazing. So then we're just going to go ahead and, I'm sorry to say it, but we did have some of these, but we've sold out. But nonetheless, I'm still going to go ahead and do this.
Fine.
So you can see, so you could have stamped any kind of image. And I know that we have these on the show.
Was it the mermaid show that we did these pebbles? I can't remember. I remember doing them.
Yes, we did. We did. Yeah. But I know we have these on the show now, so we'll be able to show these.
Lovely. Bringing the details up on the screen, as you can see at the bottom of the screen there, you've got your driftwood, they're your dream driftwood, should I say, and your wood stones. Again, if you want to add that in, it's just £16.99. So affordable, these molds.
Absolutely.
And they're with you for life, aren't they? As long as you look after them and you don't lose them,
they're
obviously.
virtually indestructible. And you know, for doing something like this, for me, you can do these months and months and months in advance. So say you were doing baby's table settings, baby's place settings, you can do all of those so far in advance and have them all done, and you can get exactly the right colour. And Nick was saying yesterday, if you were doing, obviously doing the wedding cake, so you would have the colours, and then you would be using a different set to make your embellishments. So what these are gifts that you're going to be able to keep. So now we're just going to fill these in. So filler flowers, that's the right name for it, because they can just fill in wherever you want them, add a little bit of colour. And because I've got them on wires, and to me that seems like, wow, Noreen, you've done wires. It's just like, you know, so amazing. So, but I've just so enjoyed those.
I love this, beautiful.
So you can see you just have these, and because some of them are on wires, you can bring them up and bend them in any direction. The baby's breath is always fabulous if you're doing the roses.
I love baby's breath with roses.
I do. So they're just something that you can just play around with, and I'm really I just want to, I'll finish this for the next show, but I really want Nick to be able to come back, and just whilst he's here, whilst he's here, we do have the master, and I really want him to be able to show how amazing that is.
Well, Noreen, thank you for, for all of that fabulous demonstration. Wire, of course, you need the wire. It's on extended delivery, so if you wanted to get hold of it, sold out before, then please do so. But be quick, it's limited in stock now. £9.99, very affordable to add into your basket. 087 536. Do not miss out on that one. Please get hold of it as soon as you possibly can. Of course, there's lots more for you to consider. Jump onto the website and you'll find lots of different elements there that you might like to add in. Of course, we're continuing with our one-day special next few moments with Nick, so if you want to take advantage of that, please do so. Then, of course, you have got your ferns, as well as that fabulous flower mould here. Now, two incredible moulds, creating so many different variations of flowers. And of course, you've got your traditional botanically correct ones, as Noreen was telling us, but then you've got the kind of fantasy flowers where you can incorporate whatever colour you like. Maybe for your mixed media, maybe adding them to your canvases, maybe adding them to things like your bottles, as Jax did here. Using that fern, that truly realistic fern, that if you're using it in a floral display, nobody would know that that had been created either out of your clay or your sugar, obviously your sugar crafting. I don't know the name of it. The stuff that you use, you know what I mean. But of course, using them in the environment that I know with your mixed media, absolutely perfect. But of course, then you can get your own moulds to use with your sugar craft. Create those cake toppers. Create those absolutely amazing corsages, perhaps if you're wanting to use them out of your air drying clay. However you want to create with these, you have got the beauty of these moulds. You can see here you've got little snowdrops featuring there, but that exact same mould has been used in this example where you've got them as bluebells, and that is the beauty of this. You are going to be able to create the most incredible flowers. Now, £24.98. You can get involved with this incredible craft for £24.98. Phenomenal. But approaching 30% of the restocked stock. I don't know how many restocks we're up to now, but 849860. I'm so glad that because I haven't ordered it yet, so I was a little bit anxious because I haven't been able to get hold of it, but I will now. Now, if you want yours, do make sure you get them in your basket and, more importantly, checked out. Now, something else that sold out last night that we have managed to get hold of, the phones to Katie, so have been red hot today, I have to say. And this is beautiful. This is where you've got that Pro Vena here. So you've got a Pro Vena here, and you've also got your mould collection. £29.99. And this is brilliant. It's a little bit different to the set that we had last night because we haven't been able to get hold of the petal cutters. But of course, if you missed out last night, then this might be the way for you to get hold of these. And of course, the one-day special features the ferns, and it's the ferns that we're going to be looking at with Nick in the next demonstration. So, back over to you, Nick.
Thank you. So this is obviously part of the bundle. So we've obviously talked about the filler flowers. So now we have the fern mold. So this is a, sorry, there we go, very innovative mold. And again, whole idea of this is that you can make wide ferned, unwide ferned. So these are obviously all done in obviously air drying clay, but you see how realistic that looks. I mean, it's just like a real piece of fern. And so for a card, and then of course you could wire this, so for sugarcraft, and of course you can do these in petal paste as well. We spoke about the bundle for the petal paste.
That's the stuff, petal paste.
Yes.
I couldn't remember what it was called.
And this colour gooseberry, this is a sort of a really lovely, like almost a sage green. So that's a very nice colour, but of course you could make the ferns in a dark green, which is a pre-coloured one as well. Because the air drying clay, you can use gel and paste colours in there. So anyway, so when we make the fern, so just a little bit like some of our other molds, like the pine cones and some of the other ones, it has this little trough in here. So this little accommodates a wire. Okay, so that means you can do it obviously wide or unwired. So you can see here. Beautiful. So when we do the ferns, we're going to, as I said, take your paste. So when you do the, I'm going to show you this one here. So all of these can be wired or unwired. Also in the, obviously talked about the videos that we have, the YouTubes. So like for example, for the mimosa, I use this for mimosa leaves. You can use this obviously as little tiny filler leaves as well. Or you can do a beautiful fern like this one here.
Gorgeous,
you see? So you get the lovely colours, or obviously the larger one we showed. But obviously another really nice use of this is actually to use it as an embosser. So again, this is for like papercraft, but if this was sugar paste, rolled fondant, you just press this on the top, and then like you could do like on a cookie, on a biscuit, you could do, and then I've just used, you know, some like edible metallic paints, but of course for craft you could use, you know, non-edible items, but even for a card you could use that as an insert, and you could obviously have your actual, you know, your ferns on the front of the card. So it's a really nice way just to sort of balance it. So that's a fun way to use that. So when we do this, you know, obviously in the wire bundle we've talked about, you have 28 gauge wires, so that's what we're going to use for the fern, the individually wired pieces, and then once we assemble it, we use the 20 gauge wire, which is the stronger wire we're going to use for the fern.
Okay, well I hope you got hold of your wires because they have sold out again. So thank you to everybody that got hold of those. Might be worth keeping a note of that item number because obviously Katie Sue, we regularly see you back here. Yes, it might be an idea to keep a note of that item number and then periodically check it out on the website. We might have them back in stock at some point, but sadly not today.
And then usually by wire, when I'm doing wires, I just actually pop it into the hole like that. It's just an easy way rather than squeezing it out, because you won't get too much then. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my wire. So what I've done is I've made a carrot, okay, about the length of the mold. Okay, so obviously,
description.
So like if you, and you know, like this smaller size one, that's like a little petit pois size, a small pea. This is like a garden pea. This is like a marrow fat pea. Okay, so you've got like the 3 different size peas. But anyway, but again, you know, when you watch this tutorial, we talk about, you know, the sizing and things. So just going to thread the wire into here like so. Okay, just flatten that out slightly, and then it's going to go into the mold. And then what I do here is I'm going to use, again, my cosmetic sponge. So, you know, we talked a little bit about this. It's just a way I found to use my Katie Sue molds, and then also my Nicholas Lodge collection as well. And then you're just going to push this in. As Noreen says, you can work a little bit of vegetable fat, like white fat or vegetable shortening into there. If you are going to do that, just make sure that you obviously wash them afterwards as well, because obviously you don't want the fat to go. And then we're just going to just take I'm going to use my Dresden tool, which is, you know, a technique we use for most of the Katie Sue molds. Just going to just pull that in with my, so you see that's just going to pull this in. And you're just going to work your paste down, so as like Noreen said. And then like this one has got like a little, you see how you've got this little island, okay? So that the molds have this little island in them. And you can use a little scraper or a little small, like little knife like this, you know, which we use for sugarcraft or craft. And then with your needle tool, so the little island. So of course, like on this one here, you can see there are a lot of little islands there. You see, so what you do is as you work the paste down, you'll see where the little island is. You see? Okay. All right, and then that means that when you take this out, you see how you're going to get there, and then you can just go in with your needle tool, and just obviously that just makes sure you open up the little islands like that.
Amazing. Now, can I ask you, with regards to obviously the moulds, if we're making things, obviously we're making them for our family and our cakes and our celebrations, we're okay with that. But we're okay, as long as we're making, we can sell what we've created with these two as well?
Totally. And I mean, so if you do, those of you who are crafters who do craft fairs, but, you know, as a cake artist, as a cake decorator, you know, you invest in this mould, which is extremely reasonably priced. I mean, you can generate a lot of income from that one little mould. Because, you know, the ferns are so beautiful to use. And plus, you know, all of these things, they're not seasonal, which is nice. So any time of the year, because a lot of time when you buy red roses, you know, you get obviously like leatherleaf fern, which is this fern, and baby's breath, you know, in there. So it's very, very useful. So anyway, so once you've got your, like if you're doing the fern, so once you've got the pieces made, with air drying clay, I mean, literally an hour would be enough. If you're doing them in sugar, probably about 2 hours. So as I said right at the beginning, there really is not any difference in the technique. It's just that when we use, if this was sugar in here, you're generally going to use a little bit of corn flour, cornstarch on your paste, whereas sometimes a little bit of vegetable white fat and then of course you're using PVA glue as opposed to egg white, but everything else is the same. And so then you're going to take, so this is the, obviously the tape. So those of you that got the wire bundle, you know, this is the sort of moss green tape. So all I'm going to do here is just going to just take my tape, and I'm just going to take the tape like this. I'm just going to slide this up to the bottom. So this, what this is going to do, this is going to just sort of tape the base of the stem. And then you're just going to take your tweezers, and with my tweezers, which I have, we're just going to just take these have already been pre-taped, and just going to take these like little bunny rabbit's ears. So I'm just going to just...
I love all the different analogies you do, because that's my kind of way of thinking. Well, you know, rather than saying a 45-degree angle or...
Well, because I, you know, as an instructor, we relate to things like a carrot and a sausage and stuff like that.
Makes it easy.
You know, and sometimes we talk about, you know, new carrots or old carrots or, you know, different shaped carrots. So, and you see, so then you've got your, and of course you can do this in any, like in the larger fern we had earlier on, showed the bigger, can you bring that one down?
Oh, there it is, I can see
like
why I put it.
In that one, what I've actually done here is, you see, I've got like 2 sets of smaller ones, 2 sets of medium, 2 sets of large, whereas this one, which is what I'm going to show you here, this configuration is a little bit smaller. So, you know, depending on obviously how big the project was you're going to make, but I use that on the wedding set. I've got them on the frame, and it's a beautiful, because of course, you know, the sort of the whole rustic look is still very, very popular in home decor and things. So this works great with the shabby chic look.
And it puts you into control as well, because you might not have, you might be out on the high street, you might be shopping for home decor products, and you'll see them in lots of high street department stores as well. But they might not be the right colouring that you want for your room. With this, you can create them yourself.
So the thing is, that if you wanted this to be like an aqua colour, you know, if you wanted it to be gold, you know, silver, so you obviously with mixed medium, you know, like we spoke about, obviously this piece here that Jack made, but you see you've got that sort of gorgeous sort of purple and green on there. So, you know, so totally you could start off with white paste. You could just make this, you know, all white, which is beautiful, like on the, actually on the cart, on the frame here.
Oh, this is amazing. Yeah, we've not brought this in, have we? I mean, look at this. This is phenomenal.
So, you know, that gives you sort of ideas of how to do that.
Beautiful. You can see, of course, the ferns tucked away in there. Of course, and we saw earlier on with that fabulous bottle as well. I mean, have a look at this. So... just phenomenal how you can use these, and then you've got the realism of using them for your flowers in your floral arrangements and your bouquets and your corsages. Okay.
So you see this all now being put together. So we've got the sort of wired together here, and then we're going to take I'm just going to break that quarter width tape off. So remember, you know, the floral tape comes in this width, and so most of the time for sugarcraft or for you know, like air drying clay, generally I'm going to cut it in half or in quarters. So I then have some half width. So, you know, you can just obviously cut it in half, then keep some half width, and then the other piece I've cut in quarters. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 20 gauge wire, which was part of the wire bundle, which is just a stronger wire, and this will obviously give you, if you're going to put this into a vase or, you know, arrangement of flowers. Because the wonderful thing about the air drying clay, you know, you could put this in the bathroom, you know, and obviously, if you're not good with houseplants, you can make your own fern house plant.
And that's a really good point as well, because sometimes there's some situations when you can't give flowers, or because people may have allergies, hay fever, things like that.
You know, so a lot of people have, you know, allergies to, you know, roses and things like that. But see how it's going to give you a beautiful your look. And again, just going to show you the basics of the colour in here. And this is really, you know, because a little bit like makeup, it makes a huge difference. It's the same with flowers. So this is like a makeup for flowers. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of hair colour. So I'm going to use, this is actually a grey. Now grey I use a lot because again it's a huge trend colour at the moment, so a lot of people are using grey, and so this lovely sort of sage green with the grey on it. So I'm just going to put just a little bit of grey onto my, basically just onto my ferns in the middle. Beautiful. But as I said, of course, you can make these totally fantasy as well. And then, of course, you do the same on the back. I'm just going to do the front here. And I'm going to add a little tiny highlight. This is actually a pearl dust. So this is, like we spoke about, like an eyeshadow, you see? So this is like a pearlescent dust here.
Oh, wow.
And you see, so you're just going to go down the, just go down the center, because then when we actually steam that, that will give it a... that will actually sort of give you that sort of highlight, because this is a little bit like a leathery fern, but coloured like a Japanese painted fern. And
the knowledge of the botanicals is amazing.
Well, it's something, I trained as a florist when I actually lived in it. When I worked in lived in Chelmsford, I used to work in a flower shop. I worked in a bakery, and I would work in a flower shop on Fridays and Saturdays.
You loved both jobs so much you brought them both together.
Exactly. But it's like a lot of things. Having a knowledge of the flowers you make, it really does help.
And of course, if you're not au fait with all the different flowers, as I certainly am not, look out at nature, look out in your garden, out on your walks, get a good book as well. That's
totally.
The key thing.
And of course, the internet now is a great resource. You just put in ferns on a Google search, and you're going to get hundreds of images of colours. You see, so you can change that. And then just like we did on the hydrangeas, we will steam this, and then what the steam is going to do is, again, get rid of that dry, chalky look. It's also really going to bring out that sort of pearlized look, so you get a little bit of a highlight into
I love it. And have a look at it, just while we're waiting for that steamer to come together. Look at this, just use them in your home decor, simply taking a sentiment that you may have pre-stamped, you may have stencils for these, but just adding it to the beautiful frames, as you can see here. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. The realism that you've got, phenomenal. And just a little bit of steam. You can put facial.
Isn't he just fantastic? Isn't he just?
If you just a tea kettle, you can also, like, if you're cooking rice, your electric rice cooker has the steam vent, so you can multitask. While you're cooking dinner, you steam your flowers.
We're down to the last few seconds of the hour, and it's been a phenomenal hour. Of course, we've had to restock, and of that restock stock, I have to tell you, approaching 40% of the stock. Now, of course, the guys are going to be back with me at 1 o'clock with more to share with you. Make sure you get your one-day special, though, before then, because who knows what could happen during
Who knows?
Who knows? Thank
See
you,
you
guys.
then.
See you later.
Bye, everybody.
So what have we got coming up? Well, we've got celebrating with Daisy Chain Designs straight after the break. Then Leonie is going to be letting her hair down and let Leonie loose. And then we're going to be back with a fabulous weekend where, oh no it's not, it's Tongue's birthday with Tonic.
This fantastic pack of versatile, high-quality 280 GSM A4 cardstock is ideal for all your paper crafting needs. With 40 sheets, you'll have more than enough to explore and experiment with this great crafting resource. To stock up now, check out www.hochanda.com.
Hi, I'm Hayley from Craft Yourself Silly, and we're really excited to still be working with you guys here on Hochanda. We were there from the very, very beginning, and we're still bringing you lots of really exciting soft crafts. We design and manufacture all of our kits and all of our fabrics here in the UK, and we love bringing them to you. So if you're an experienced sewer or you're just starting out in soft crafts and sewing, join us. There's tips and fabrics for everybody. Make sure you don't miss our shows and come and craft yourself silly on Hochanda.
"25 years ago, whilst enjoying a day out in Santa Barbara with my brother and kids, I came across a shop called Stamper Barbara. Well, when I ventured inside, I was met with walls of wood-mounted rubber stamps. And that's when I had a moment of clarity. Wouldn't it make sense if you could see through the stamps? That's when Clarity Stamp was born. Since then, Clarity has grown into the worldwide success that it is today, bringing you the very best in stamping, parchment craft, and more recently, die cutting. To celebrate our silver jubilee, we have joined with Hochanda to bring you a weekend of your favourite Clarity products with your favourite Clarity demonstrators. So put the kettle on, put your feet up and join us for the Clarity Silver Jubilee on the 1st of September.
Everybody, a warm welcome. We've got a great hour coming up. Allow me to introduce you to the lovely Gail. Hello, Gail.
Morning.
It's been a little while.
It has.
I'm looking forward to this.
So
and we've got loads of goodies brought to you by Daisy Chain Designs. We really have got some lovely stuff. We've got to give a shout out to the lovely ladies as well.
We have, yes. They're up in Harrogate today at a quilt show.
Well, hopefully they're going to watch us on Rewind.
I hope so, yeah. They're letting me fly solo today.
I can't wait. It's going to be good. It really is going to be good. Okay, we're going to start. Oh, by the way, because it is our birthday event, remember, if you have just tuned in and maybe this is the first show that you've caught in our birthday event, there's some seriously good goodies. For instance, on every live show, we're giving away a present as courtesy from Hochanda Daisy Chain Designs to celebrate our 3rd birthday. So this is going to be our present here. It is this fabulous pattern. Every order you place during this hour, you will receive this pattern. But check it out. Here it is made up. That is so cool. So this is this fantastic little sew tidy way. You can put it on your desk, in your craft room, really nice so. Now that's worth $6.99. So I want you to factor that in. On every purchase, you're getting a pattern worth $6.99. So this is, I mean, already Daisy Chain Designs give us good value. Takes it to the next level.
It does.
We're already busy. We're going to start here with this fantastic caravan who we've all fallen in love with this. So, your design?
It is indeed, yes.
This is lovely. Where did you get the inspiration?
Well, it sort of reminds me of childhood holidays, you know, so...
That's it in a nutshell. Yeah. It really does.
Those lovely little caravans, and I wanted to make it a little bit more interesting, so I thought I'd make a little van that could open. So when we lift this up in a second, you'll be able to see, or you could probably show.
Now, before I open this up, are you telling me for $9.99 we're getting the caravan, but we're also getting these elements as well?
You are. You're getting the caravan sewing box, you're getting the caravan pin cushion, and the little needle case that you've got in your hand there. So I'm thinking you could just make the little one if you want. You don't have to make all 3.
That is super cute. That is so nice. And then you're getting the pin cushion. Now, wait for this. Just wait till you see. Come on. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so I'm thinking that you may not be a sewer. Well, obviously you do some sewing if you're going to make the caravan, but you could just make it into an ornament, a little bag for a child, or you could weight it and then maybe make it into a doorstop or something. So I think it's sort of got sort of universal sort of appeal.
Look, you're effectively getting 3 projects in one here with this pattern, but I love this. This is actually one you've got on the go. Am I allowed to turn it around? No?
Well, you can if you want.
So look,
it is empty.
It's okay. Listen, but that's just to show how you would build up those elements, but it is beautiful. This is something you'd want to display in your craft room, but functional as well. And remember, you're also getting, for every purchase on the show today, 1 per customer per hour. But every live when I say every live purchase, for any live purchase is probably a better phrasing. Any live purchase on the live show today, you're going to be getting a bonus gift. 1 per customer per hour, but you're getting this fantastic tidy-away, sew tidy-away. And we have lost a quarter of the stock of the caravan. Gail, we're 2 minutes into the show.
I know, that's amazing,
that is
isn't it?
We are ridiculously busy.
Yeah, fantastic.
I don't know how much longer this is going to be around.
Well, I hope it lasts the whole show.
Well, I don't know. I think it's getting hitched to a car and driven off.
That's what I was going to say. It might just drive off into the sunset.
I do. Really busy for this option. $9.99. Remember, you're getting 3 elements, so effectively 3 projects in one. Great price, $9.99, 791 499, your item number. Speaking of great projects, now there's one fella who really steals the show at Christmas, and that's obviously Mr. Claus.
Of course.
This is really nice. So we're calling it a starter kit because you're getting a lot of the components to get going and make this fantastic Santa's Countdown to Christmas Advent calendar. It's a wall hanging pattern and starter kit. So when by starter kit, I mean we've given you some of the elements you might need, other elements you're going to dip into your stash. So what are we actually getting here? We're obviously getting the pattern, Gail.
You're getting the pattern, so the full instructions, and then you're getting what I call all the fiddly bits. Okay, so the bits that you might find challenging to get. So you get his eyes, the beads for his eyes. The little felt balls for the holly.
Oh, they're felt balls.
Yes, they are indeed.
Oh, they're ditty.
And then you get the glitter felt as well, so that you can do the numbers on his pockets, and you can do the holly, and also you get the nice laser cut snowflake. Because what I was thinking with this project is if you don't want to put chocolates in all the little pockets that's on his dress, then you can just move the snowflake around, and then the snowflake can move from each pocket. So can you see the little snowflake in his pocket? Yeah, that's okay.
So you can see the little snowflake there, so we can just move that around into each. That's clever.
And then you can do the countdown. And
that's for a healthy Christmas.
Exactly, yes, for those of us who are more health conscious. And I don't actually want to move him, but on the back he's got an extra large pocket that's got 25 on there. And in the pattern you also get the complete alphabet. So this Santa isn't called Charlie. This was made for Charlie.
Ah, Charlie
possibly
the Hopkins?
Possibly could have put Yanis on there, but sorry.
Well, a little bit.
So yeah, never mind.
A little bit painful.
I didn't know. There was a choice. Yeah, Dave was too short, and I thought I need to be
and
Charlie's
or
just
Yanis. Right.
Yeah. So you get the full alphabet, and then thinking on it, if you didn't want to make an advent calendar, then why not use the full alphabet, and then maybe just put Merry Christmas across there.
Lovely.
You know, take the pockets off.
It's nice to personalise, though.
I think so. It makes that extra special.
It's a really good size. I mean, that is. How tall would you say?
Oh, he's probably. Oh, I don't know. We're quite tall, aren't we? He's probably sort of about the 4 foot mark.
Yeah, we've actually measured this, funnily enough, against floor manager Ben.
Yeah.
And it's roughly the same size as Santa. So it's a good size. So if you ever wonder how tall our floor manager Ben is, $13.49 your price here. So remember, it's a starter kit. Can I just show you these glitter felts? Now this is felt. Ooh, look at that. So this is what you're going to be playing around with. You've got all the good stuff there. Okay, details on your screen. 1349 390 523, your item number there. We've got more to show you. Any purchase you make this hour, you will be getting that bonus free gift. So it is a pattern. It's a So Tidy, worth $6.99, one per customer per hour. These are nice.
They're lovely, aren't they? They're very snuggly, aren't they?
Oh, snuggly is a good term. They are snuggly. So tell me a little bit about these, Gail.
So these are applique. They're made out of fleece. The beauty of fleece is it's quite forgiving fabric to work with. Yeah. And if you want to make to sell, then it's quite a cheap fabric to work with as well. Children love it because it doesn't fray. You've got like a nice fringed edge on there. If you don't want to do it in fleece, there's no reason why you couldn't do it in cotton or other fabrics that you like. But you get both designs in there, and you will see in the little squares on the side there's also the applique for the holly, and there's some stars and some little Christmas presents and Christmas trees. So all the applique shapes are in there, so you could applique them onto other projects as well, maybe bags or
this is a lovely project. It's right, it's the tactile nature of the cushions. Looks good, feels good, and you're going to love that price. So $9.99, you're getting the pattern. We're busy for that, but I want to put that into context, and sorry to keep reiterating, but let's just say you wanted to go for the cushions. Now, you're getting the cushion pattern for $9.99, but you're also, if you haven't already done so, you're getting your bonus gift. This is worth, it automatically goes in your first order this hour, so it's one per customer per hour, but this is worth $6.99, so that kind of then brings the price down by $6.99, so you get an utter bargain here. And it's, I mean, the So Tied Away is so useful.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Details on your screen, 456 548, your item number there. I love Angelica. We're going to introduce you to Angelica. She could be an angel, she could be a fairy, she could be just a doll. You can take away the wings entirely, but she's got so much personality. And this is a kit.
It is. So you get everything in the kit bar the toy stuff in, which I believe you do have on the website. So I think she's super cute. She's designed by Sue and her friend Mary. There's lots of lovely techniques in there, and I wouldn't normally say this, Yanis, but if you lift her skirt, not that you'd normally do that to a lady.
I wouldn't, but I've got her permission.
Yes.
Go on.
She's even got a lovely little set of sort of like...
she's got bloomers
on, yes. So there's really beautiful detail in there, lovely little prairie points around the edge, and then again another good use of the glitter felt. And like you say, she could be all year round, take off her wings, and you've just got a beautiful little doll. So everything including the beads.
I love that. Do you know what? And I tell you who else loves that? Emily, our producer, because she is single-handedly trying to bring back the bloomers. She's rocking it. She says a new fashion statement for this summer. So you're getting the bloomers, you're getting all... but it's that little touch. I mean, joking aside, look at what you're getting, the character with this fantastic doll. $15.49. Look, oh, sorry, Angela. There you go. Look at that quality of sparkle as well. If you wanted to take away the wings, she's just a beautiful vintage doll. You add the wings, she could be a fairy at the top of the tree or an angel. $15.49 your price, 435172 your item number. Moving on, we have got this wonderful beach hut, which I've seen before and I love this.
Yes,
have I seen this before?
Yes, it did come on before, but now we brought it back in pink and blue, so you get
choice options.
Options there. So you get the pattern, and it's called a starter kit. So what you get is the background fabric, the fabric to make the little fascia board, and then the buttons that I've put on there. But you get all the applique in the pattern, instructions how to put the zip in the back. Everything's in there. It's quite a simple project as well.
$16.99 your price. You just pick whether you want pink or blue. You're getting all the little embellishment details as well. And at the end of it, you get to make this most beautiful beach hut, and it's attention to detail. It's that little the little touches that really bring it to life. I like this a lot, and I know you like it at home because it's absolutely flying. $16.99 your price. 081494 your item number there. Any purchase, I say, you make this out, in your first purchase, you're going to be given that bonus gift worth $6.99 for the So Tidy Way, which is just incredibly handy to have. Let's go to the website and see everything on there as we take Gail over to demonstration, and she's got a lot to show you this hour. So do have a look, get ahead, see what's on offer. We got 5-star reviews, we got some beautiful goodies on the show. Any questions whatsoever, I know Gail would love to hear from you. So it's studio@hochanda.com, or if you just want to show off your makes, we'd love to see what you've been getting up to. So send in your pickies. Please make sure to get in touch. By the way, we're going to show you something else. Now, I'm being a bit cheeky here because this is actually going to be the main focus of your second hour, Gail.
It is indeed.
But we have to show it to you now because it's incredibly busy. Wow. Gail, just talk me through this, because this is really nice.
Well, that sort of came before the little caravan and that, and I just love vintage caravans.
Yeah, me too.
And I do a motorhome myself, but I just thought that would be so nice in the motorhome. And the beauty of it is, because of all the applique that's in there, you can embellish it and really make it your own.
Dip into your stash.
Yeah, exactly. And there's just so many lovely buttons and beads out there now that that you can embellish your projects and that with. And again, it's quite a simple project
fun
to make.
Project to do.
It is,
It's the perfect stash buster. Beautifully, really, really busy for this. So we just wanted to show it to you now. Details on your screen. Again, $9.99, 648 067, your item number. This is meant to be our focus for the next hour. Whether it's here or not, a little bit worrying.
You do get the buttons. Sorry to interrupt you, Yanis. You do get the buttons with it as well. With that, so you get the pattern
and you're getting the buttons.
You get the buttons. Yes.
Even better value. And if you haven't already done so, you'll be eligible for that birthday gift as well, worth $6.99. So then, putting that into, that's incredible value.
Yeah. And one other thing I'd like to share with people, whether it's the large caravan or the small one that I'm just about to demo, you can actually just applique them onto a square cushion or a rectangle, obviously. So it is quite universal. So if you're looking at it thinking, oh, I don't really want to make that shape cushion, then in the pattern and that, you just cut the shape and then you can just applique them directly onto a cushion of your choice. Or maybe it could be the start of a quilt.
Wow, do you know what? Quilt would be amazing. Have a look at the complete collection together. They look, now, can you imagine this in your craft room?
Yeah.
want it. That's great. Okay, we're going to get to our demonstration. So, sorry, we weren't really meant to show you this hour, but we had to because just a lot of you are putting it in your baskets, actually. Tons of you are putting it in your baskets. Okay, so we're going to have a play.
Yes, and I wanted to share with you how easy this is to make. So, so people who have watched me before will know that I use a product called Violin, a pelmet violin. So it's quite thick.
It's got structure.
It has, and that's what gives the caravans the structure. The beauty of this, you can iron it, you can sew through it, you can sew by hand or machine, you can use glue on it. So it's a really versatile thing.
Okay.
So, I know, sorry about that.
That's all right.
So, live TV for you. So, first of all, in your pattern, you'll get the picture of the little caravan, and then what I want you to do is I want you to glue it to card and then cut it out. And then that gives you a nice, sturdy template to work around, because I'm sure you're going to do this more than once. Just use a basic glue stick. And so then
I'm so sorry, girl.
That's okay.
Do you know what? We're going to see green on the screen. We're limited stock
my
already.
God.
That is. Do you know what makes me? It really made me laugh because before the show we were chatting and Gail was saying, so because we had a lot of quantity here, and you were saying, well, we shouldn't go limited, should we? Well, it was going to happen. Really busy for this option. $9.99 your price. If you want to get hold of it, you've got 10% of the stock remaining. 791-499 your item number. We are currently, and this is an indication how busy we are, we're making calls to see. Can you hear it, Maya? We're making calls to see if we can get more. We're anticipating this is going to go.
Yeah, it's super cute and easy to make, as I'm going to show you.
I was going to say, you know what you're saying, putting cards on the back? I think good idea is using old cornflake boxes.
Exactly. So normally I would, and I have, sadly, I've used a plain card here because normally I'm advertising all the things I should or shouldn't be eating or drinking.
There you go.
But yeah, if you use a cereal packet, or if your hubby likes a can of beer, the boxes because they tend to have a wax coating on them, so that nice shiny side is good if you ever come to iron them as well. So yeah, and it's good recycling. We're being good for the environment.
I'm so sorry, Gail. I have to say this because we have to, and then I'll continue. I'm really sorry. We sold out. It has gone, but the good news is it's back on extended delivery. It's going to be a week delay, so it's going to be dispatched in a week. But I promise, as soon as we have it, we'll get it out to you. I'm so sorry.
It's worth the wait.
It is worth the wait.
It's worth the wait.
Okay, I'm going to keep quiet now. You get to go.
That's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to make the little needle case, because it's the same technique for the larger ones. If you imagine, you know, the two sides.
So you're applying the same principle.
Exactly. So first of all, we cut 2 pieces of violin, and that's for either side. And then to give it a nice padded feel, we actually apply a piece of wadding. Now, I use wadding because I'm a quilter. If you haven't got wadding, you could use felt, or you could use a bit of fleece, or you could skip that step and you just end up with a harder surface, but it gives it that nice soft feel. So I apply that to it. Then to cover the van, I use 2 pieces of fabric. So I get my 2 pieces of fabric. Let me just move that out of your way. Put the 2 pieces of fabric together, right sides together. I sew along the edge there, to a 1/4 inch seam, and then I press it open. So here we go. There we go. So it's pressed open, and then I take my caravan. I lay it on my piece of fabric. You can see here. So now it's the padded side, the side with the wadding, down to the back of the fabric. And you can see the line in your pattern. So I'm matching the line up to the seam in the fabric, so that it gives me that half and half sort of look on the van. I then need to cover it in fabric. I know I'm sort of whipping through this, but I want to show everybody. So I cut it out with about a 1/2 inch allowance all the way round, and then snip into it.
And what's the purpose of snipping into it?
So snipping into it, I'll show you on this one here. What that allows you to do, this is just the lining if you're wondering why I've only got 1 colour fabric. What it does is, as we go around the curves, it allows the fabric to lay flat. And it's just as simple as, I'll show you this here. I just use a glue stick. I have to be honest, I've just been introduced to the glue that Tonic does. I don't know what that's called in their little tubes. That works quite well. But I quite like a glue stick because it's quite a dry glue, so it dries quite quickly. And then you just press. And what you're looking to do So if I just show you the front, you don't want any nasty creases in there.
No, just gives you a nice clean line.
Exactly. So you can run your thumb along there. Don't be scared to really get your hand in. You can also peel it back if you've gone wrong, and then put it back down again.
Gotcha.
Okay. So I do that all the way around, which gives me then this nice little caravan. Then I need to do the applique. So in your pattern, okay, you'll see your little design, and what you're going to do is you're going to trace off all of these shapes onto heat and bond or iron-on violins. If I just get a few of these pieces in. I just want to share one of these tips with you that I often share with people who do a bit of applique. Often when we put white fabric, Yanis, onto darker colours, when we put this on there, you can see the fabric through there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it's quite disappointing. So to avoid that problem, what I do is I take my fabric and then I use some iron-on interfacing. So then I iron some iron-on interfacing onto the back of my fabric.
Yeah.
And then I put my applique on top. So when I cut it out, it makes the fabric thicker.
And none of the colour comes through.
And the colour doesn't come through.
Got you.
So I don't actually mention that in the pattern. It's just something that you do and you get used to.
Okay.
I like the little detail on the caravan. You can see I've put the rickrack along the edge. So what I end up doing is I put all my applique on, iron it all on, then I stitch a row of rickrack across there. You can stitch or glue, it doesn't matter. Here you can see I haven't glued or stitched. So then I take a pair of scissors in there and then just snip it off either side. And the reason that I do this is when I come to stitch around there, now you can see here's one that I've stitched. As I stitch along the edge there, it actually traps in the edges of the rickrack.
That looks beautiful. By the way, Gal, do you hear that?
What's that?
Did you hear that?
No.
That's a queues on phone lines at the moment. We're really busy. I mean, really busy. We've got 3-minute queues on the phone lines and buildings, so the fastest way to order is on our website, hochanda.com. Sorry.
You need to prompt me a bit better than that. so anyway, so then I just stitch around there. So I might show you in a second how I stitch around there, but I do all the embellishing then at the same time as well, because I think this is the beauty of doing these little projects, is adding all the buttons and beads. What I want to emphasise is, and this is because I've made this mistake.
Okay.
Your caravan needs 2 different sides, okay? So you need to reverse the pattern.
Of course.
Are you
As
with
the door
me?
will be on the wrong side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So just make sure, and this is the voice of experience, because there's nothing worse than doing all this applique and realising you've got both of them facing, so the other one ends up that way around.
I suppose then you've got the start of 2 projects.
Exactly. I like your style. So make sure you reverse, because they need to face one another, okay? So then, once you've done that and you've covered it all, again, you need to cover 2 more pieces. So now we're going to cut the pattern again twice. You need to cut this one slightly smaller, because this time it's going to fit on the inside. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're just going to pop a little square of felt. I know I'm whipping through this, but all the instructions are clearly in the pattern. So if I just leave those 2 pieces there, then to join it, it's just as simple as we take a rectangle of fabric, stitch a little seam along there, turn the fabric through. This is what's going to make our hinge.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
And we take these off, we pop that in the centre, and then we're just going to glue these on here. This is what's making our hinge.
This is, I mean, it looks beautiful, but you're going to use these. Can you imagine going to, I mean, having this in your craft room, or going to a craft class and then pulling this out? It's going to be a talking point. You'll be the envy of the class. What kind of ability would I need to be to do this?
Well, I think Sue's expression is an ambitious beginner.
I like
so
that.
I think if you look at what I've done so far, okay, so when we talk about, I only just sewed 2 pieces of fabric together. I've then just glued it on. Okay, so if you look closely at mine, you can see I've satin stitched all the way around. So some of you out there might be looking at that going, I'm not really up to doing that on my machine yet. So if I turn it over, once I'd put the additional detail in, I'd stitch some buttons on here, colour and that. There's nothing to stop me drawing that in with a fabric pen.
Yeah.
There's nothing to stop me gluing all of these pieces on. If you don't want to sew it at all, you don't have to. So you could even get the children involved, Ben.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
We had a question in from Sally. She wants to know, now you mentioned earlier on, this is a great idea. So if you don't want this caravan, just have a look at this. If you don't want this caravan to be your sewing box, which I just think looks fantastic, you can make it, or it could be a makeup box, it could be whatever you want. You can make it a doorstop, but how would you do that? How would you make it a doorstop?
So if we take a look at this one here, okay?
Turn it that way, so that's the camera.
All right, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
So if we have a look at this one here, you can see I've made, just like with a little case, I've made the panel.
Right.
So what we're looking at is a larger version, and I've just made 2 of them.
Right.
And then I've just got a panel in between. So if I turn this round, and you can really see the inside workings of it.
The gubbins.
What I would do is I would then fill this with toy stuffing. Maybe put a little bit of weight. Could be a little bag of sand or some glass beads or anything. And then I would sew this piece on completely, just like I sewed this edge. And you've brought me to a good stage here, because what I want to share with people is, if you look at this now, you can see that the van is not quite the same shape as the side panel. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to take some pins. Okay, and when you first come to sew this on, this is a little bit of a fiddle, but if I just lay this down, put my glasses on, I take a pin, pop it in, and then line it up, and then just pop a few pins in. And I tell you in the pattern to do this, even with your sewing box, once you've done it, just to get the sides and everything, the sides to match.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And then you can pop a few pins in the top. I'm making this look challenging, Yanis, when it's not really.
Not at all.
Okay, and then just work your way around with a few pins. And then what you do is you can use whatever stitch you want. I use a ladder stitch, but you can just whip stitch the thing close. You can see it's all starting to take shape now with a few pins. And as you sew, you'll pull the edge in. But yeah, just pop some weight in there. What I would do is if you're going to put a very heavy weight in there, then make sure you really reinforce the handle. I mean, the handle is on there good and sturdy, but if you put like a house brick in there, you might need something a little bit stronger.
You probably could put a brick in there, you know.
You could probably get one in there, as long as you don't swing it round and hit anybody with it. But yeah, some people use kitty litter or glass beads and that to reinforce it.
That would make the most beautiful doorstop, though. It suddenly becomes a feature.
Exactly.
Or when we talk about, imagine it as a makeup case. Let me just show you this, because it's got so much possibility. So as a sewing case, fantastic, and you can see that there. It looks beautiful as a sewing case, and it's lovely, right? But then if you use it, I mean, look equally beautiful as a makeup case. It's just got so much potential. So if you're just looking for some beautiful storage in your craft room, however it might be, great project. But you're not only with that pattern, and it is on extended delivery, not only are you getting this fantastic caravan, but you're getting the pincushion pattern for the pincushion, and also the needle case as well. I think value for money, exceptional, and they all just tie in.
They do, yes. And the thing is, if you want to use your stash, there's no reason why you can't make them all in different colours. And I think the smaller projects would also be good to make and sell. I think if somebody saw them on your craft stand, they would want one.
People would gravitate over.
I think so. And just finally, I just want to share one last thing with you, because this is the same on this and on the box, is how I got it to close. They're little magnetic tabs. You get them with sticky back. I think a lot of the papercraft use them.
Yeah, we do,
And then that's all you do is you've got a little template in there, so you cut it out, you draw around there first, then sew around the piece of fabric, leaving the end open. And then I think I've shown you this before, Yanis, of how to get, it's quite challenging to turn these tubes through. So I do the thing where I pop a straw inside the tube.
This is a great tip.
Okay, and then I just get a stirrer, and then I just pop the stirrer inside the straw, and then
you could, if you maybe got a hot beverage from a cafe,
Yes.
You could always pick up an extra one of those.
Exactly. So they're there for the taking.
Yeah.
So,
no one's going to shout at you.
Yeah.
Just don't take fistfuls.
Yeah, so when you just pop in there, a large straw you want, obviously not the thin ones, so the coffee shops work quite nicely and the stirrers.
Listen, we pay enough for coffee when you go there, I tell you.
Exactly, yeah.
They make their money, they made their money from us.
Yeah, they never thought that they were going to be helping in the sewing world. And then there's a little piece of violin inside, and then your little magnetic closures. What I will say, just quickly, is that I don't rely on the double-sided tape that they've got on these.
Okay.
I do put a little bit of additional glue just to hold it in place, but they work perfectly.
Fantastic. Gail, I am loving this out. We are going to get back to you. Would you mind if we took a very quick break now and just went down the counter?
That's perfect. Thank you.
All right, we are going to come back to Gail in just a moment, so do not go anywhere. She's got lots more to show you. Now, we have got a birthday event running, and here's what's happening. So anything that you've purchased during our birthday event, and it's running until 6 o'clock on Thursday, so anything you purchase, you're going to be accumulating 10% credit on every purchase. So at the end of the event, we toss it all up, and you can use that credit in September. Think of the money. I mean, that is amazing. That's a great thank you from us here at Hochanda. You're also getting a free gift, and this is a great gift this hour. So you're getting a pattern. It's just so tidy, worth $6.99. That's one per customer this hour. Anyone who makes a purchase on the show, if you're eligible, if you haven't already got it, we will put that in your order. You don't need to do anything for that. We're also going to give you a Dream Day ticket, so you're going to be entered into a draw. It's one per customer per day, and you're also getting the giveaways as well. Okay, so lots happening. Caravan sold out. It's back on extended delivery. The extended delivery is flying. A third of the stock, and this is all that we have. We've actually talked to Sue, and she's like, look, that's, you've literally got everything. So, and it's so funny because I was talking to Gail, and she was a little bit worried about this selling out. And she was saying, oh, do you think? And we're like, Gail, it really will sell out. And she's like, no, you've got so much. Busy. I don't think this is going to be around for the... Well, it's going to sell out before the end of the show. Want to put into context what you're actually getting here. $9.99, you're getting this beautiful pattern for the pincushion. Now, can you imagine that on your craft desk? You're also getting this wonderful needle case, which is stunning. And then you're getting this absolutely gorgeous caravan, which doubles up as your sewing box. I mean, it is such a beautiful pattern. But value for money, $9.99. You're getting all three of those projects, and you'll also be getting your Sew Tidy as well. So you'll be getting the pattern to make this Sew Tidy worth $6.99 as a birthday gift from Daisy Chain Designs and Hochanda. You can't go wrong. Okay, now remember that bonus gift, it's one per customer per hour. Okay, so that's your caravan, $9.99 your price, $791, $499 your item number. Very, very busy for that. It's not going to be around for much longer. Okay, something else that's proving equally busy. We've got a beautiful Santa's Countdown to Christmas. It's an advent calendar wall hanging pattern and starter kit. Wow, are we approaching limited stock on this? Ooh, we're busy, so we're very close to going green on the screen, which means we've got 10% of the stock remaining. Look at what you're actually getting here. So when we say starter kit, what Daisy Chain Designs have done, they've given you the hard bits to source. So you're getting this beautiful, look at this snowflake embellishment. You're getting all the glitter felt in there as well. You're getting the felt little balls, and you're getting the eyes for Santa. You're getting a lot. But then the base, you're obviously going to dip into your stash. So that's why we call it a starter kit. But for $13.49, and you can see everything that you get. Yes, you're getting the pattern, but look at all this gorgeous glitter felt. And you're getting a lot of glitter felt. Ooh, and it's the good stuff. So you can see there, this is lovely. We are limited. We have gone green on the screen. So if you want to go for this option, now it's the time to put it into your basket. 390523, your item number there. Cushions. Gorgeous cushions, lovely cushions. So here, just showing you, getting the patterns, but I love the idea of what you can do with these cushions. So designed for Winter Friends cushion pattern. No! Do you know what? This actually sold out while we're at demonstration. It sold out. I didn't get a chance to tell you. We've brought it back on extended delivery. Again, it's going to be a week. Now, I apologise, but the good news is after a week, as soon as we have it, I promise you, we're going to get it straight out to you. $9.99 your price, and you're getting patterns for both of these cushions. Dip into your stash. I mean, works so well. If you with the fleecy flat fabric which we've used here, it is, I mean, so soft, very, very nice. Isn't that nice? So you can just see there, but that snowman is awesome. Real classic snowman there, and a beautiful robin, but there's a quirkiness to the robin as well. Perfect friends. Imagine these as your Christmas cushions. Or if you've got little ones, you can put this in their room as well for Christmas. I really like this. Nice project to make, and it's something a little bit different. So you're getting the pattern, you'll be getting your bonus gift if you're eligible for that bonus gift, if you haven't already got it. £9.99 your price, 456548 your item number there. Very, very... I'll tell you how busy we are. You're making a young producer, Emily, she said, I can hear her grumbling in my ear. Oh, I have to keep up with everything that's going on. OK, come over here because we've got a beautiful little angel, or she could be a fairy. This is Angelica. Now, I'm going to introduce you to Angelica. Angelica, give everyone a little wave. Hello. So, as you see, Angelica could sit at the top of your tree or on the mantelpiece. Now, you're getting the kit here, you're getting the full kit. The only thing you're not getting is the toy stuffing. But Angelica's got a little secret for you. I have asked her permission, and she says that she doesn't mind if I just... Look, it's the little touches there. You can imagine her doing the can-can. So she's got her bloomers, but it's that attention to detail. Now, here's the thing. So Angelica could be an angel all year round. She could be a fairy, great for Christmas. Or, if you take away the wings, Angelica is just a lovely little doll. Vintage doll. But she's got personality and she is busy. Having a look here at all the little, I mean, beautiful fabrics. So you don't have to work hard sourcing anything. The only thing you need is some toy stuffing. Or if you haven't got toy stuffing, if you've got an old cushion, just take the bits out of the top, old cushion. £15.49 your price there. 435172 your item number. Another option that has been flying, or I should say sailing away, is this fantastic little, have a look at this, beach hut. So you've got two different options here. What I do want to do is draw your attention to the little touches. So the kite, the surfboard, the bunting. You're going to be getting the embellishments, so the little buttons, you will be getting all of those. But I love that. I love the attention to detail here. This was featured, I was lucky enough to actually do a show with Daisy Chain Designs in the past where we featured this cushion, and it was incredibly popular. But the difference on today's show is you're getting the pattern, but you get options. So it's whether you want to go for the blue or the pink. Those are your two options, but you know what you can do? Go for both options as well if you've got little ones, or you just want to go for the pair, because these are your kits, all right? So this is what you're going for, blue or your pink. But I think you'll all agree this is stunning. At the moment, pink in the lead. Ooh, will blue make a resurgence? We'll find out. But for £16.99, you cannot go wrong. Just popping that back there. So, item number, ooh, I'll leave it. Item number 081494. Now, we've got a little small tree set for you. Look at how cute is this. So you're getting everything you need to make this lovely little small, apart from the filling, okay? So you're not getting your filling in here. But isn't that lovely? So this is your beautiful little tree. It's your small tree set, but it's the little touches. Look, you will be getting the lights in the mix. So you're getting those lights. You're getting the little baubles there. You're getting the star that you're going to put atop of the tree. You're getting some gorgeous felts to play with as well. All of that, £15.99, 225 210, your item number. Or maybe you're looking for a slightly larger tree. Take a look at this. I like this. Now, we've added a light to these, which I think is really nice. It just works. I don't know if we're able to dim the lights, because I want to paint a picture. Imagine, now, just to be clear, we have added the lights. It doesn't come in the kit. But look at this. I'm right in saying the lights don't come in the kit. No, no. But isn't that nice? Now, can you imagine that on the mantelpiece? I love the detail, though, in the trees. They're lovely. They are lovely projects. So you can add some lights to them, but if not, don't worry, because you've got all that glitz and glamour. You're getting all of these little elements in the mix as well. So that's your large tree, £17.99 your price there. You're getting the pattern and you're getting all the bits to make that fantastic tree. 151 and 954 your item number there. We've also got the Rudolph wreath and starter kit. So take a look at, oh, what? Come on, how cool does he look? So there's Rudolph. Can you imagine that on your door? Or are in a room. $12.99, and you are getting your starter kits. You're getting the elements in there. You've got some glitter felts to really make Rudolph pop. $12.99 your price. 774-525 your item number there. Oh, just sat down to find. Now look at Santa. This is that advent calendar. He's awesome.
I know, he's cute, isn't he?
He's just the character. I love the face. He's a good size as well. If I just, do you mind if I just hold him up?
No,
is that okay?
That's fine.
Now Santa has sold out, but he's back on extended delivery. You can see the feet. He's a sizable, I mean, this is a sizable advent calendar.
It is, and although it's quite large, so some people might be looking at it and saying, oh, he's quite large, he's quite narrow, so I made him quite narrow so that he could fit in most people's homes. And yes, we've got the extra pocket on the back for the extra large gift. And there was meant to be a button on there, Yanis, but I obviously forgot to sew it on.
Oh, that's okay.
So, yes, so you can put the extra large button on there. And what I'd share with you, in the pattern, I've actually given you the pattern so his dress is a little bit longer.
Okay.
So then if you want to put the name, you can. If you don't want to put a name, you can just rearrange the pocket.
It's nice putting in that. If you're making this for a member of the family, it's lovely to personalise it with a name.
I think so. And I didn't make him too super cute because I thought he'd also appeal to like an older market as well.
It's not for kids, but great for kids.
Yeah.
But I think it's for any, I think you're absolutely right. It doesn't feel too babyish that you couldn't give it to an older member.
Exactly, because I think there's something magical about advent calendars, and you don't have to put chocolates in them. You could put little messages in there. You could, you know, put like little tickets for things, or you know, little charms, or if it's a sewing friend, you can put little buttons, packs of buttons, and everything in there. Possibilities are endless.
So much character, though.
Yeah,
and
he's really easy to make as well. Is what I want to share with people.
Just from a value for money exercise, having a look at the fact, $13.49, you're getting the pattern, but then we're calling it a starter kit, so you've sourced, I like the way you described it as just sourcing the elements that would be a little bit tricky to find. So the glitter felt, and you've got, it is beautiful glitter felt. And the little snowflake in there as well, the felt baubles, the eyes, so these little touches.
Yeah, so all the difficult bits have been taken out of there, and that's all you need to find is the red fabric or felt. So I've used a wool mix felt. If you used acrylic felt, it'd be a little bit cheaper. You just need something with a little bit of body in there so that he hangs nicely. And I've made his beard and his cuffs and everything in fleece. You could use fur fabric if you wanted, or you could use felt.
Have you put anything inside it?
He's got a little body in there. So you needed a little body so I could hang his legs from there and that. But he hasn't got pretty bloomers or anything on.
No, that's okay. I wasn't going to have a look underneath. Don't worry. But I was going to say, you could make Santa, because Santa kind of associate being quite rotund, well fed.
Oh yeah. You could pad him out if you wanted. And I also think what you could do, this is probably another design in here, if you sewed the bottom of the dress up and then you put a little opening on the back, you could make him into a night dress case as well. I think that's a nice touch for children, that you buy, you know, on the 24th or whatever, they can take their pyjamas out ready for Santa. So, you know, there's the possibilities, like every craft, are endless.
The best story I ever heard, a friend of mine, he met his now wife's father, just when he first met the dad, and the dad described him and he said, "You're looking very prosperous," which is effectively a very diplomatic way of saying he's had a good feed. Yeah. Which I love. Okay, so we're going to get to our Santa. How do we start?
So we start with the pattern, and like we said, he's quite large. So what I've done is I've given you half of the pattern. So you need to stick the two pieces together, and then you need to lay this on the fold. And there's little arrows pointing. So you'll fold your fabric in half, lay it on the fold, and then cut up one side. Okay. Now some people find this challenging. So I also say in the pattern, what you could do instead is you could place this pattern onto a large piece of paper or card, put it on the fold, and then cut it out so you've got one big pattern piece. And then sometimes that's easier to be more economical with your fabric. Okay. You know, because sometimes it's a bit challenging when you're cutting on the fold. So either just make your pattern large or...
it's a good size.
Yeah, it is. It is. Okay. But not... it's only 1.25 meters of fabric, so I don't want you sitting out there thinking, oh my God, I've got to buy loads and loads of fabric. It's not actually that much. So I want to talk to you about putting the pockets on there. So I've tried to make this as easy as possible. So to make the pockets, this might be a little bit unusual for some people. I cut my squares of fabric, and then I cut a square of iron-on interfacing. So can you see the glittery, sort of the shiny side there? That's where the glue is. Right. And then what I do, Yanis, is I make a slit in there, first of all. Okay. Then I pop that on there. So this is the non-sticky side and the right side of the fabric. Okay. And then I sew all the way around there. So if I can just find one where I've stitched. So here we are. Here's one that I've stitched. You can see. Okay. So I'm sewing with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Then what I do is I take a pair of scissors, I snip off the corners, because that takes the bulk out of the corners. Be careful you don't cut through your stitching. Now, if I'm at home, I will actually remove this little piece of interfacing as well, but I won't do that now. And then I turn it through.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so when I turn it through...
That's a good tip.
Yeah, so what it's doing is it's hemming all the edges for me without the effort. Brilliant. But when I turn it through now, the glue side is on the inside. Okay, so once I've done that and I've turned it through neatly, I won't... Oh, here's one I've already done. Okay. I then take it to the ironing board and iron it. Now the glue sticks to it. So now it gives me a nice firm little pocket, and I haven't got to keep turning the edges over. Does that make sense?
Perfect. That is a good tip.
Yeah, it's really handy. It's an old technique used for doing lots of applique. So But it's quite clever, and what that does is it gives you a nice firm surface, so when you come to put your numbers on there, this is now nice and firm, okay? So the numbers are done with, I use a product called freezer paper, so it's a wax-coated paper. I have demoed this before, but so it's got wax on the back, paper on the front. Some of the paper crafters use it so that their dyes don't stick to their machines and that. You can buy it on a roll. I think it's on your website as well. And what it does is it gives a temporary adhesion. So I draw around the numbers onto the paper. This is onto the paper side. And then on the non-glittery side of the felt, I pop that on there, and then with an iron, just give it a little iron. And what the iron does is it actually melts the wax.
So it sticks.
So it sticks. So then that allows me to be able to cut the numbers out. So here you can see where I've cut the number out. But then I can just peel off the paper. Okay, and it hasn't left anything onto my felt, so it doesn't interfere with the felt at all. But the beauty is I can then take this number, I can then pop it back on the felt, I can iron it again. So when you think you've got 25 numbers to do, that's a lot of number ones and and that you have to cut out.
So making the most out of it.
Yeah, so you can just keep using it.
Can I just interrupt you just for one moment, just to tell you that a lot of you are putting this fantastic cushion into the basket. And by the way, this is meant to be our focus for the next hour. We weren't really going to show it to you, but we have to, only because we don't want you to miss out. So you can see this fantastic, look, $9.99 to make a cushion of this quality. You're getting the pattern, just to be clear, you are getting the pattern, but 2/3 of the stock, and I want to put this into context, we weren't even going to show this to you this hour, but we had to. You kind of forced our hand because it is so busy. 2/3 of the stock has gone, so realistically, this might not even be around for the next hour, so please do not miss out on this fantastic cushion. Details are on your screen right now. 648067. I'm so sorry.
That's okay, it's fine. So then what I'll do after that is I'll take my numbers and then I'll stitch them onto my pockets. And I stitch them onto the pockets, obviously, before I put them onto my background. Now, if you're thinking, oh, that's a lot of stitching, then there's no reason why you can't just glue them onto the pockets, okay? So you don't have to stitch them on if you don't want. The buckle is made out of the same felt again. With the paper, you can see where I've cut it out. I just pop the paper off. And then his belt is quite simple. It's just a strip of black felt stitched onto the background. And then I take this piece of felt and then just thread it through the buckle.
Oh, and it looks so good with that glitter felt.
Exactly.
Oh, that looks great.
And then you can just trim the edge to make it into a little point to make it a little bit nicer, and then you can just pop that onto your background.
I would be inclined I don't know how you feel. It depends how much time you want to spend on the project. But with the actual numbers, maybe using a satin stitch or a blanket stitch and just giving a little bit of detail around if you do have a machine and wanted to take the time to do it.
You could do, yeah. I have to be honest, I didn't.
No,
I went for the easy option, I did.
And that thing, you can go for the easy option and it looks just as good. I'm just saying, for any sewers out there, if you did want to take it to an next level, you've got that potential.
You definitely could.
That was not me knocking you saying that.
I went for the easy option. I used an invisible thread, and I just did a zigzag because it was just so much quicker.
And it looks great, even without. I mean, you say the easier option. I think it looks just as good because obviously the glitter felt. It's got that wow factor.
Yeah, it has.
But I know we've got so many sewers out there who do like to play around with the machines, and we never really get to use sort of those decorative stitches anyway.
No, and there's a perfect time to show it off as well. So if you've got the time and you'd like to, then yes, you could.
But like you say, there are a lot of numbers on there, so it is going to take some time.
Yeah, so invisible thread works quite nicely. Yeah. So I tell you what, I'll show you how to make his face because that's probably what a lot of people find challenging.
Character with this face. Look at this.
This is super easy. So you cut your pattern pieces out and then you pin them to 2 layers of fleece.
Right.
Okay. And then on the sewing machine you just sew around the edge. So I leave the pattern on there and I sew around the edge. The reason I don't draw around there, which some people ask me, it's because it's quite challenging drawing on fleece and I don't want to leave any marks on there. So I sew all the way around the edge. There you can see where there we go.
Perfect.
I just need to, you can just see where I've stitched around there. And then I just cut them out. Okay, so just with a pair of scissors. Yeah, and just be careful you don't cut through your stitching.
Okay.
So there we are. You can see that I've cut it out.
Now those could also be angel wings.
They could indeed, yes.
If you wanted to double up, put them on, maybe you've got a doll design. Maybe if you've got your Angelica. Angelica. I know we've got those beautiful wings, but if you just want to make a different way, use it.
You could indeed. And then you turn it over to the back and then you make a little incision in the back. You can see there's a little hole just in there. And then just pop your stuffing in. So you stuff it nicely and then that gives you this little moustache. His beard is made the same way. So then you can see you just pop the moustache and the beard on there and all of a sudden his face is coming together. His nose, everything is super easy.
I'm just thinking, if you put some elastic around here, this would be great for a fancy dress for kids. Oh, come on. I think that's pretty good.
Suits you.
Yeah, there we go. I'm a little bit jealous. Yeah. When I go grey, I'm so growing a beard. Yeah.
With a Joseph sort of look. So anyway, you're lucky you haven't gone grey yet.
Wow.
Welcome to our world.
It will happen.
So then just for his nose, it's just a little circle of felt or fleece, whichever you want, a running stitch all the way around. And just as you start to draw it to a close, then you just stuff some more stuffing in there. And then you can see here's one that I prepared. So give his little nose. And you can start to see that it's all coming together, about how easy it is. But one thing I want to share, if we've got time, that I could just...
We've always got time for you, Gail.
So this is the one thing in the pattern that people might find a little bit tricky, so stick with me on this. His dress is made in the same way, and I want to describe to you how to make the cuff on his hat.
Okay.
So that's this piece here, and then also on the bottom of his dress as well. Okay. So you sew the 2 pieces. So for the hat it's just 1 piece folded in half, but for the dress it would be 2 pieces. Now before you turn it through, you add the cuff. So you can see here, this is where the cuff is. And then I just stitch it on with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. So this is the wrong side, okay? It's just imagine, same thing with the dress. Then you turn it through. So if I just turn his hat through, I won't poke it right to the end. So I pull out the end. You can see where it's pulled out now. Now I fold it back. Okay, so I'm folding it back until it touches itself there. Are you with me?
Yeah.
And then I just fold it back 1 more time. Do you see? And then that just gives me that lovely neat edge. It's neat on the inside, it's neat on the outside.
And that is not hard to do.
No, but it's a little bit tricky because you're adding it while it's still inside out. So I just wanted to show that, and that's how it happens on the bottom of the dress or coat as well. And it gives a really nice, neat finish. And then you can just put the odd little hand stitch in there just to hold it in place.
I love it. I love this kit, and this is something that's really going to stand out. You're going to bring this. I mean, this is. I hate to say it, but this is an heirloom. This is something you're going to bring out year after year after year. It kind of signifies Christmas in the household. You can imagine it on the door. Right, we're going to go onto our website, have a look at all the goodies on there. So loads of fantastic options. If you make any purchase this hour, and if you haven't already received your birthday gift, you are eligible. So any purchase, doesn't matter what it is, you're going to be receiving a great gift. We've also got some 5-star reviews as well. Great instructions. This is important, actually. Great instructions. I know any sewer, that's such an important aspect. You've got lovely packaging, and you've also got great quality fabric. Very pleased. So that's just one review on the website, and you can leave your reviews as well. So anything you purchase, have your say. But imagine this on the door. It could be in the living room, it could be in someone's bedroom. Absolutely love it. It's all by the Christmas tree. It signifies Christmas.
Yeah, and I think when you saw me demo, I did it in blue. So I think I know it's Santa, and we tend to think of Santa in red, but there's no reason that you couldn't coordinate him for your house. So it could be a blue or a green.
Well, originally Santa was green.
Yeah. So it'd look fantastic in any colour, I think.
Very, very busy for our Santa, and I'm not surprised. Just so much character. Something else that's busy, and speaking of character, just have a look at this stunning caravan. But it's not just a caravan, it's also a sewing box as well, or it could be a makeup box, or it could be a doorstop. You're also getting your needle through your needle case, and you're getting your pin cushion. So effectively 3 projects in one for $9.99. We sold out once, and we're probably going to sell out again. So we are currently at 60% of the extended delivery. Considering it's extended delivery and Gail's got one more show with us, it's definitely not going to last the next show.
No, it doesn't look
that way. No way, no how. $9.99, and that is it. Once the restock's gone, we're not going to be able to get hold of any more. $9.99 your price, $7.91, $4.99 your item number there. We had a look at Santa. So Santa, you're getting a starter kit. You will be getting this fantastic glitter felt in the mix, and all the little bits that you might struggle to source. So that's what this kit is all about. A third of the stock of Santa, which is on, again, extended delivery, a third of the stock has gone there. So Santa really, really busy. Cushions. Now these were cheeky because the cushions actually sold out while we're at demo, and it caught us by surprise. We didn't get a chance to tell everyone.
Yeah, I was shocked.
So you are getting both of the patterns for these 2 cushions for $9.99. So that's effectively you're getting one cushion pattern, £5. So here you're getting this fantastic snowman and then the robin. But I like your use of the fleece. Gal, this is nice.
There's some beautiful patterns out there now, and some lovely designs and that. And again, I urge people, think of them in all different colours. The snowman would look really lovely in blue fleece, wouldn't he? Blue and white and that.
Blue,
it would be so good in that. And so there's loads of options, but they're super snuggly.
Have some fun. Details are on your screen there, $9.99, 456 548. And don't forget Angelica. So Angelica, she could be a fairy. She could be an angel. She could just be a doll. You can take away the wings, and she could be a doll. You're getting the kit here. You're getting everything you need, barring the stuffing. But look at the attention to detail. She's even got bloomers there. All right, popping Angelica down. I like Angelica. She's a little bit different, got personality.
She has, and like you said, take off her wings and she'd suit all occasions.
She will always fly. Gail, I've loved this hour. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
When are you back on next?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Please make sure to
together
tune in.
again. Yeah, we are.
What did you do to deserve me twice? Poor you. You're being punished. No, I'm really looking forward to it. We'll have some fun. We're going to have another hour at 3. Please tune in, because I know that Gail's got so many things she wants to show you. But thank you so much for your company this hour. Big thank you to you, Gail. I've had so much fun. I hope you've enjoyed it. You can always catch up on the show via Rewind on Hochanda.com website.
Well, hello there. It's 11 o'clock in the morning, so it is time for craftpricedrop.com. And I hope I've got a few viewers out there, because of course we're having a few issues with our Facebook live broadcast at the moment. It's not our fault. It's over in America. They're not even awake yet, so they can't take care of it, sadly. But hopefully we'll have it up and running a little bit later on. But needless to say, we've still got fabulous deals for you. Fabulous bargains, including a start buy. This is amazing. This is a deal that we've looked at and we thought, you know what, our viewers are going to love this. And it's definitely, my sleeves are falling down, so apologies for that, just while I tidied myself up. Should we show you what we've got of a start buy? Let's show you. This is the amazing deal. We are talking embossing folders, creative expressions as well, beautiful designs there, very useful designs. I think that's key with those as well. And we'll have a look at them a little bit later on, but of course, the box is here. We have got a mystery box item for you as well. And again, I can tell you one thing about it. It's in a box and it's going to go for less than a tenner. So make sure you stay tuned for that one too as well. But before we get to all of those, I need to do a little bit of housekeeping, tell you what's going on here, because you might have only just tuned in. So on the screen, you'll see lots of things that you're familiar with. Top of the screen, you'll see there the item number. We see that every single time we bring you deals here at Craft Price Drop and on our regular shows. A little bit of a description. Now, this is our first live auction. Yeah, kicking off at £20, price already dropping. But you've got 100 A4 sheets, which I'll show you all of those fabulous card bases in just a few moments. But the price is dropping. Start off with our start price, and that's what you'd normally pay for the items that we're bringing to you. Because we get that auction underway, that price dropping down, and that's what we continue to do until the last opportunity has been snapped up. Now we get busy for these auctions, especially we've got a fabulous deal like this already. At some point we'll bring the quantity in then. Just gives you a little idea of what you're up against, and when that quantity gets down to zero, as in you are grabbing those opportunities, that price is locked in and everybody pays that lowest price. So even if you got involved at £20 and that lowest price could be as much as 75% saving with some of these deals that we bring to you, you'll pay that lowest price along with the last person that got in. Key thing is get in as soon as you possibly can, and just bear in mind you've got post and packing to add on unless you're a Freedom member, and it's all included, which is the way I like to shop on Craft Price Drop. But have a look at this. This is an amazing bundle. The first thing I'm going to do with this one is listen to the weight of this. Oh my goodness, we have got phenomenal card stock here. Card bases perhaps, because the weight of this card does mean that you could use these. Now you have got 20 designs, 5 repeats of each of these. Really brilliant quality with regards to these. Now, we've not got individual GSMs on these, unfortunately, so I can't tell you individually, so there's going to be a variation, but they are all card bases, and I would say they're probably going to be about 280 because they are a really good base. Score and fold these quite easily and use them as your cards. If I do that, you'll be able to see just how flickable they are. Now, we've got gorgeous florals with these, as you can see here, on a dark kind of chocolate brown backing. Then have a look at these. We've got little aliens. I love this. Perfect for your younger cards, maybe. In addition to that, we've got little monsters. Do like these. Nice geometric base here as well. Nice dark ones as well. So if you're wanting to use these for your mixed media, perhaps. Good quality card means that you can actually put your texture paste and things on these too. Keep an eye on that price. Price is dropping as I'm showing you all of these. This one's a duo tone, so you can see little tiny polka dots here. Lovely kind of sage green there and almost like a baby blue featuring on that one. This one's a nice one of my favourites. You've got scripted roses with these. So you can see the rose kind of in the backdrop with that script running over the top of these. They're not coated, these as well, so if you wanted to change the colours and incorporate your own inks with these, then you could do. It's more to show you, but you know what? We're going to get that price dropping down first before we show you any more of this bundle. We've already dropped considerably from that original price. Where are we going? I don't know. £14. Wait, that's not a bad saving, is it? Not a bad saving at all. Now, we've got gorgeous designs in here. As I said, the quality of these are phenomenal. This is a nice one as well. It's almost got like a floral. Reminds me a little bit of lilies. You know the centre of those lilies? Or is it snapdragons? It could be snapdragons. Do you like that? Oh, Ursula. Oh, I know who you mean now. Thinking Ursula. I was thinking, I wondered what you meant, but now I know exactly. Have a look at this one. This is a pretty one.
do like this one. This one's called Time for Tea, and it's got little pink flowers on there. What you could do quite easily with these, in fact, you know what, let's do it. I'd normally trim off that bottom piece that you've got there, and then you could literally take that and turn it into a card base. The way it's printed, you could stamp directly onto this, but you've got the durability of that card to stand as a nice sturdy base, as you can see there. Add your sentiment there, and away you go. This could be a set of 100 card bases. Well, went very Birmingham then, didn't I? £13.88. That's what happens when I'm shocked. Of course, you've got all those gorgeous repeats of those, 5 in each of those designs. Geometrics with these as well. Absolutely beautiful. So you've got daisy style flowers in these. This is a nice one because you've got little tiny circles around those petals. You could use those as placement points, perhaps for things like your Nouveau drops in there. Very pretty. This is a nice one, very antiqued look. There's a lot of designs in here, isn't there? A lot of designs, 20 in total. Absolutely beautiful. Now look at that price. £13.88. Phenomenal value. We're busy for these, and this is a kind of deal that quite often I suggest to you and urge you, if you can, go for a couple of these sets, because when you get these home you will realise the quality of these. I know Jackie references these regularly on Facebook and via the Craft Price Drop group. £9.99 now. That's a better than half price deal. Now bringing the quantities in, because we have been busy for these already, and think it's only fair to let you know that we have 12 left, that's all. Now that could be 12 going to 12 individual bidders, or it could be going out to multiples. You might go for 2 or 3 of these, which obviously means that we've got fewer people that can get involved. Let's continue with some of these designs. This is a pretty one, isn't it? Again, it's a perfect base. It's like it's been built up. There's almost texture in there. You could go over the top, perhaps, with something like a clear glaze to highlight and accent certain areas. Get your mixed media paste in there too as well. This is a cute one. This one's actually called Cut and Create. So you've got multiple layers. So what you could actually do is decoupage one on top of the other if you wanted to cut those, couldn't you? I still think they'd make a really cute card. Yeah? Adding maybe your fairies in there or your little elves in there. Obviously cut that strip away at the bottom there. Brilliant bases. As I say, the weight of these, I'd say probably, yeah, heading 243 to 260, 280, something like that with these. Very good weight. This is a pretty one as well. Again, it's a duo card. You could cut that in half and then make smaller cards, couldn't you, if you wanted to? Almost like thank you notes with those. Down to the last 5 opportunities for these. We're still going with those colours. We've got pinks in here as well. Nice fresh green stripes. That's a nice one. Honey Bunny Green Stripe, that one's called. Like the name of that one. We've seen the little stars already. Oh, this is a pretty one. Honey Bunny Aqua Flower. So that means within here you've got collections that are going to work together as well. No wonder we're down to the last 4 opportunities. So there you go. There's your Honey Bunny in 2 different colour groups. Beige Brown Baroque, we've got Woodland Creatures we saw with the toadstools just a few moments ago. You've got fabulous card that's going to work with those. We are going to be saying goodbye to these in the next few moments. I'm going to say goodbye to them, and I'm going to wish that I'd got these in my basket and taken advantage of them. All of these, all fabulous. 100 sheets, £9.99. Amazing. 3 opportunities. 3 chances. 2 left now, so this could be that you take advantage of that one and take both of those. When we're looking at that kind of saving, it's no wonder we have been busy for these, and we're down to the last opportunity. Hope you remember to check out your baskets. 414595, Maria, you took the last one.
Price lock.
And that's the key thing. It doesn't matter when you got involved, whether you got involved at the top of the hour, £20, or whether you got involved at £9.99. Everybody pays that lowest price. Very important to remember that one, and especially when we've got auctions like that where it's popular. Have to get in nice and early. And I know it's tempting to register your interest, pop those items in your basket and then not check out, but what you can find is we get incredibly busy towards the end of those auctions, and you could well miss out, as some people I'm sure will have done with that one. So we're on to stamping now, and this is another popular way of crafting. Also, Craft Price Drop is a popular way of you getting hold of your stamps as well, because we bring you wonderful bundles. Now here, look at this. You are getting 11 stamps. 11 stamps. Some of these have got multiples in there. Obviously, that's how we can buy that 11. But £39.92. These are brilliant, because have you noticed the name on there? Creative Expressions. Have you noticed those other names on there? Sue Wilson, Samples got involved with these too as well. That's a pretty one.
That's a pretty one with a purse on there, isn't it? Again, Sue is one of those people who's been involved with crafting for such a long time. Originally a crafter who got started with her own business, and of course that developed and developed into Creative Expressions. It's a company that we're all grateful for now because they bring us so many wonderful things. So these stamps, they're all grey rubber stamps as well. So let me just show you just one of these. Grey rubber stamp there, so perfect for lots of different ways of creating. So very durable as well, again to adhere to your acrylic blocks. And the way they do that is you've got that plastic sheet on the back there. You just remove that. Oh, I've torn it a little bit. Remove that. It will reveal that kind of clear base. You'll be able to see that shiny base there. That's your cling. Pop that onto your acrylic block and you're good to go. Beautiful. £39.32 is, to be honest, a really good price. For 11 Creative Expression stamps, some of them being Sue Wilson ones, definitely. But it's not craft price drop price, is it? Need to bring that price down. £19.96. We're now talking about a half price deal. Now, of course, all of these individual stamps had their individual prices. That's how we ended up with that £39.92. And you know what, £5 there or thereabouts, as you can see, £4.99 for each one of those stamps. That is a really good price. Very useful designs. Designs that will be kind of those ones that help you know when your crafting mojo's gone, not quite sure where to go. And these would work brilliant with that cardstock we saw just a few moments ago, because you could simply score and fold a card, pop that on there, stamp it up, and there you go. Instant card. The Best Wishes one that we've got here with the kind of little florals there. It's one that looks like a little window box, doesn't it? Beautiful for you to stamp and get your colours involved. In addition, you've got things like Happy Birthday. Now, Happy Birthday is separate to the purse, so they are two separate stamps. So this is a perfect set for somebody who's new to stamping as well. Friends Were Flowers, I'd Pick You. This is a lovely one, isn't it? It's nice because you could actually stamp that one up, and if you've got stamps that have got flowers, you could have them coming out. But how about mixing that up perhaps with your one-day special where you're making your own flowers using those wonderful moulds? Decoupage that up, you'll have the room behind to pop those flowers in wires behind there. Beautiful cards. Getting little cards here you could be creating. Make a montage or 3 of those, maybe 4 of those, colouring each one in different colours. Or maybe you'll be making your thin and slender cards and actually using these in their entirety. Thing that has got with this one as well, you've got the G that forms part of Get Well and H that part of Happy there. There's nothing to stop you though, just inking up the bottom part of that stamp and just using that, maybe building a frame up with them. And again, just for you. Another nice one, little nautical one there. Like a little bit of nautical. Price is coming down again. £19.08. Brought the quantity in as well, so it's only fair to bring that in because we've been busy for these ones. Don't want anybody to miss out. These are big stamps. That's that large stamp that we were looking at a few moments ago. Big stamps. Prices come down again. £14.92. Wow. Should we have a look at these individually and I'll show you the stamps, because the packaging is not always exactly the same size, so it's good to see those. So lovely collection. Where should we start? Let's start off with a Happy Birthday, or not Happy Birthday, Happy New Year. But you know what, you have got birthday on one of those other stamps, haven't you? So you could change it to happy and then substitute the New Year for birthday. Could do that quite easily, couldn't you? Or maybe you just want to be happy and just use the word happy in its own. Of course you could. Same with this one, Best Wishes. Maybe you want to use those flowers in their own, or maybe you want to use Best Wishes on its own. It's your stamp, your design. You can create however you like. This one's pretty. Friends Were Flowers, I'd Pick You. Now with this one you've got a set of 2. So you've got your vase there, but you know, we could turn that around. It almost looks like a hot air balloon, doesn't it? Play around with that one. A lovely scripted font there as well with regards to your sentiment. Very, very usable. Very nautical theme. This is a nice one, a good size as well. Lots of little nautical things in there. You've got your oars in there. Obviously you've got your ship's anchor featuring 2 as well. This one's a pretty one, the birthday one. Again, 2 separate stamps. That stamp in its own right, very, very usable. Happy Birthday, very useful. And then the purse again, that's a nice one, isn't it? You could have loads of fun with that. You could become a bag designer.
Now this is a nice one. You've got a nice frame here. Now you have, if you wanted to, you could actually cut the centre out there. I think it's Julia quite often does that. And then it gives you the frame that you can interchange. You could have it portrait or landscape. Down to our last opportunities with these ones, guys. You're going to need to be quick. Next one we've got, similar to the Happy New Year, where you've got that initial letter and then your sentiment flowing from there. This one is Get Well. But again, it could be that you're just using that bottom part there. Very pretty flourish. And then finally, Happy Days. This is a nice one, isn't it? Very pretty. In fact, the flower from that particular one isn't dissimilar to the one that you've got from your Best Wishes. You could team those up, couldn't you, if you wanted to? Love it. You're getting all of them, though. Don't have to choose, don't have to decide. £14.60. And the price is still dropping. 4 chances. 4 opportunities for you to get involved. Down to 3. It's just over £1 a stamp. Excuse me, I was trying to stifle that cough and it didn't want to go away. 406284. 1 chance. Who's going to take it? Is it you? And Kate, you got it.
Price lock.
It certainly was. Oh, I was just looking at this, thinking, oh, £14.44. Apologies for that. I was just looking at this. I got a bit distracted then because I was like, ooh. Star by time. And I must admit, from that image that we saw earlier on, doesn't show you that these are A4 embossing folders, one of the most useful sizes. Now, of course, you are going to need your larger die cutting machines for these, because of course the larger embossing folders, and we're already busy for these ones. We found the details. Going to bring the details up, get this auction underway. This is going to be a popular one. Get in nice and early while you have the chance. Sue Wilson again, the designer behind these. Now, normally you'd be paying, I think it's £9.99 there or thereabouts for each one of these. £9.98, I do apologise. 769588. You are going to get all 3 of these. And the price is already dropping. Beautiful designs, very useful designs as well. They are A4 in size, so you could use a full A4 sheet on these, as we have with our examples, or you could just use a little tiny piece. Fine finials. Now, this is a nice one. You've kind of got little squares in the centre of these, so perfect for your gem placement with those. That'd be a nice one out of metallic cardstock. Very pretty. Then alongside those, you find finials, you've got your leafy quad, and this is pretty because you've kind of got your leaf formation, but it's been put together in quite a geometric design, so from a distance you can kind of see those diamonds. It's almost like a patchwork effect. That would be a nice one to actually emboss through your embossing machines and actually cut those into strips, or even cut them into tiles. Lots of creativity with that one. The final one, and this is a really pretty one, this one is called Tide Holly. And I've heard this name over and over again. I'm sure there's more than one show that I've done with Phil Martin featuring that one as well. And it's a nice one because dependent on how you look at it, you see kind of different elements. But we'll look at those in a moment. £28.99. Not anymore. Not anymore. That price is coming down to £19.96. Now bear in mind, £9.98 means that you're paying for 2 of these, you're getting the 3rd one, almost as if it's a bonus. Not a bad saving, is it? Shall I show you them individually? There you go, on your screen. £9.98 with their individual item numbers. Please don't go off and order them that way. It's craft price drop. We're going to bring you those lowest prices that we can. Have a look at these. Now, your Tide Holly. This is a pretty one. Lots of you making your Christmas cards, obviously, but you know what? When you use this one, I think you could actually get away with this one all year round if it's in the backdrop of your design, because it looks very kind of Moroccan tile, doesn't it? Very pretty, but you have got the tiny little kind of pointy bits on your holly leaves. Fine finials. This is a nice one. Again, quite a geometric design. Little squares featuring in the centre there. So if you've got square shaped gems, that you can actually pop those in the centre there quite easily. Nice one. That would be nice in a black cardstock with a little bit of gilding polish over the top of it. This is a pretty one as well. Leafy quad. So any situation where you're adding flowers or floral elements to your projects, this is one to go for, isn't it? Because you see what I mean about those diagonal and those kind of diamonds that you've got in there? You could quite easily cut those with a craft knife or a guillotine. You've got a lovely paper ribbon there. Nice selection. Nice selection, good price. The price on your screen isn't the price you're going to be paying. Because it's going down again. Now, where is that price going? It's going down. 55% saving now. £13.08. 4 folders, they're big folders. Don't have to use them in their entirety, but you do have to use them on a larger die cutting machine. So perhaps if you've got your Tommy or your tonic machine, you automatically call it a Tommy machine, don't you? If you try and search it on the website, I don't think you'll find it. So the tonic tangerine machine, the Gemini, of course you can use these on, Spellbinder's platinum machines, which is kind of the way that they were designed to be used. 15 chances left, 15 opportunities, that's all that we've got. We've been busy for these, it's no wonder. No wonder, to be honest, £9.98, you would pay that for each one of these because they're usable designs. They're not obscure, they're not ones that you think, oh, well, I'll buy them and I'll put them to the back of the cupboard and I might use them. These are going to be go-to designs. These are going to be designs that when you've lost your crafty mojo and you need to get started, then you'll use these, perhaps to create your card base, perhaps to create your card front. Or maybe you've got templates to create bags and boxes. These would make fabulous panels to work alongside those. Quite geometric shapes as well. So if you've got anything like a box or a rectangle shape that you are needing to trim down, you can cut these easily, very easily. Now originally we were looking at £9.98 now. £4.32 now. That's not a bad price, is it? 10 chances. You've just got 10 opportunities, that's all. And at the price on your screen there, £12.91. Now, if you're a Freedom member, that's delivered to your door. No additional post and packing to be added onto that. That's what we tend to find in Craft Price Drop. Most of you shopping with us are Freedom members, so you've not got any additional post and packing. And if you're not, 888 is the item number for you to find out how to become one. Keep an eye open for Janice's little videos telling you all about that. She's very good at her videos, Janice. Just keep us amused. She certainly does. 888, and I know often lots of you will watch from Europe and America at Craft Price Drop, and it's really good to have your company. And you can become Freedom members too as well. It's really easy. Benefits are all on the website. Check it all out, or speak to our call operators if you want to. You'll find it all on the website too. So definitely have a look on there. But 3 chances. 3 opportunities, and these are beautiful. They're really good sizes. I mean, look at them. You get your A4 sheet in there. They're good quality as well, very sturdy. But look at these, beautiful. Love them. 3 chances. If you want to get hold of them, pop them in your basket. Pop them in your basket as soon as you possibly can, because when we're down to our last 2, then we can find that they get snapped up very quickly, and that's exactly what's happening. We've got a real surge of people jumping on the website. Might not have enough for everybody, but 769588. If you want to get hold of these, 1 chance and it's gone.
Price lock.
Big sigh. Lots of you will have missed out on that one, I am sure. £12.85. What a brilliant saving, phenomenal saving. So definitely, oh, got a little bit of lighting, a little bit of a glow. Now, sometimes at Craft Price Drop we kind of lively things up, shall we say. So we're going to bring in a timed auction. We've got a clock that is appearing 2 minutes. Now, what's going to first go? The stock or the clock? Here we go. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Now, this price that we're going to be bringing you this on this particular auction, you need to be quick. You can see the clock has been activated. The time is ticking away. £20 being your start price on this A5 light box. Now, we've popped a bulb in there. You just need to pop your own bulb in. Regular E14 bulb. Very easy for you to pop in there. Obviously, it comes with a UK plug ready for you to go. Well, it's not obvious, but it does. Now, price. Price is coming down. Where's it going to? Ooh, double revealed. Well, we're down to less than a minute and a half. I can understand why. 19 chances, 19 opportunities for you to get involved. So people are getting involved with it. This is brilliant. It's a really nice size. A5 means it's very portable. It's very light as well. So it's nice and easy to keep in your, perhaps your craft trolley if you're going off to your classes in your workshops. Perfect if you're working with your parchment as well. And I know lots of us do work with the light panel with our groovy boards and so on. But sometimes if you're working on a smaller project, then you don't always want to get your light panel out. It's a large panel to work with. This would be perfect to sit on a little tray on your lap, and you could quite easily pop your little groovy plate mate on there and craft away using that very, very easily. Now, keep an eye on your screen. 12 chances. Stock or clock, stock or clock, clock or stock or clock, tick tock, tick tock, tock. Ooh, down to the last 30 seconds of this. I don't think we'll record that one. No, it's not exactly a good music. Yeah, we won't do that. But I hope you're taking advantage of this. 8 chances now. Oh, I don't know. Which one do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be the stock, or is it going to be the clock? Now, sometimes we do have the opportunity to get involved. At the moment, we've got 7 chances. Oh, I think it's going to be the clock that runs out on us on this one, to be honest. I think it is going to be. Now, it doesn't always happen, so get involved early if you can. 5 seconds. If you get involved now, you will get this deal. On your screen, £9.85. Brilliant saving. Whether you got that one,
price lock.
Well, hopefully you got that one within the time, because of course what happened with that one, then you've got to be in it to win it. That's the key thing. When we bring in those auctions that are timed, you have to be quick. You got to be in it to win it. It's that old adage, but isn't that true? So true. So, I'm going to take a bit more time. We're going to calm down. We're going to relax now. This is the kind of thing that you could use on that light panel, that light box. So I do hope you got hold of it, because this one is brilliant. It's a set of brass stencils. Now these are fabulous because these are pricking stencils, which means you can actually get your needles involved, get your metallic threads involved perhaps with these. If you've ever seen, it's Rob, isn't it? Is it Rob that comes with the sparkly? Add some sparkle, that's it, Rob Walker. I haven't seen him in a little while, but he brings us some wonderful designs, but they're printed onto paper. You have to go through a paper template. With these, you've got these reusable stencils, and they are big stencils. Ornair is a name that, when I had my craft shop, always popular. The detail that they had was phenomenal with these. Absolutely phenomenal. Very calming craft, very mindful craft. And you've got all these fabulous designs. So, we've got squares, we've got ovals, as you can see. These are pretty. Oh, look at that little shells. But you know what? You don't have to use it in its entirety. So, you could use that for the outside panel, but then the finer detail element that you've got, perhaps if you're going with this one, could be baby booties, it could be the baby bottles, it could be the hearts. You can interchange these and take as little or as much as you want to from each of these stencils. And the beauty is, if you're not using the designs within them, then you can kind of, well, I was going to say you can have them portrait or landscape. Not such a good idea with a square, because it's both. It's the same both sides. Should have picked up another one, shouldn't I? That one. The oval, you could have portrait or landscape. Same with the rectangles. These are beautiful. Right, auction is already underway. £26.54 was the price. Before that, £28 was the price. But at the moment, we're looking at £14. That's a half price here. We're looking at £3.50 per stencil. Phenomenal value. Now, this is one of the simplest way of crafting, because all you need is a pin or a needle. You can do that. You've probably got them at home, or a pricking tool. That's the other way you can do these. And you literally lay these down on top of your cardstock and pierce through. Now, if you have got a light box like we had earlier on, it'll actually show you those little piercings that you have made, any that you've missed. Other than that, as long as you've got a little bit of low tack tape to almost hinge these in place, you can have a little peek underneath. Now, you could use them on parchment, you could use them on cardstock as well if you wanted to. Use them on metallic cardstock. You will get some amazing results with these. And then, of course, you can see there you've got your centre panels, giving you plenty of space for you to add your decoration. Be it flowers, be it a stamp, be it a photograph, whatever you want it to be. And again, that gorgeous one there with the backdrop, you've got that outer parameter. You can actually put these through your die cutting machines if you're wanting to. You don't necessarily see that pinprick detail, but the outer design you would do. Now, I've got a couple of those that have been pricked out. We've got the little baby one, and we've got the lovely ornate frame. Now, I don't know whether you'll see these because they are so delicate. Such delicate designs, and of course got purple on purple really, which isn't going to help, is it? But never mind, you can see there. Very pretty. Don't often see these, I must admit, and it's one of those crafts that
At one time we were very much, people were into the pergamano and the parchment, and we used to see these lasse work as well. They were all out there at the same time, and then kind of they calmed down a little bit and perhaps weren't as popular as they had been. But then with the resurgence of groovy and groovy making it easiest to create our parchment pieces, starting to see these designs come back and this kind of style of paper piercing that Rob brings us. It's beautiful. £28 being your start price. We've already seen them drop down to £3.50p each. Look at this. 65% saving. Wow. For less than £10 you are getting this. They've been popular already before we even dropped that price down and brought the quantity in. Now works out at £2.45 each. These are metal stencils. You might look at these and you think to yourself, oh, actually, are they cardboard, not cardboard, plastic? They're not. They are metal stencils. So, of course, that means if you wanted to, you could actually push your texture paste through these. Depending on the paste that you've got will depend on how much detail came through. You need something that's quite fine detail, nothing that's got grit in it, because the holes in these are quite small. But if you've got something that's very fine detail, I reckon you could push that through those. 9 chances. 9 opportunities at £9.71. But not anymore. We've only got 8 chances left. 8 chances to get 4 ornate stencils. These are big stencils. They're almost A5 in size, some of those. Very pretty designs, very traditional. And as I said, it's a nice calm way of crafting. Literally, you can get your light box out, get your vellums involved with these. But lots of interchangeable designs. The 2 that we've got here, obviously, well, that particular one is a gorgeous background, but these 3, should I say, 3 frames. Ovals and rectangles featuring with these circles to, squares as well. And of course, you can elongate those designs, change those designs, using some of those techniques that you will have used with your groovy system to change the shapes of those panels. 2 opportunities left now, 2 chances at £9.66. Phenomenal deal. Really pleased that we've been able to bring you these quality items at that sort of price. Way less than a tenner. Barbara, you're going to love those.
Price lock.
And it's Barbara that locked that price in. Do hope Barbara was a Freedom member as well, because of course there's no additional post and packing. Don't forget, if you're a Freedom member, your post and packing is included. Remember it. Ooh, adhesive. Now, this is something that we all need, isn't it? Doesn't matter which area of crafting you are working with, you need your adhesive. Now, you're getting loads in this bundle. You're going to get your glue sticks. Very easy way of crafting. Very usable. Very useful too, as well. Got a lovely bundle here, which we'll go through in a few moments. All sorts of sticky tabs in there and all sorts. I'll have a close look at those. Already that price is dropping down. Got a mixture of glue sticks, foam pads, sticky spots, and double-sided tape. In fact, you've got 464 pieces in total. That's a lot of sticky. So let's go through these. What have we got? So you've got these tab style pieces. Nice and easy. 24 of those, transparent. Okay, like the look of those ones. Stick tighter, double-sided adhesive tabs. And they're good because all you literally do is just pick them up, pop them down where you need them to go, and there you go. Job's a good one. Like those. What we've got with these ones, all these ones, again, this particular side, double-sided, so we've got 32 pieces in this one. So are we looking at different sizes of those tabs? Yes, so these particular ones are large squares. So you've got large squares in that particular one. This one, they're smaller squares. This particular one, oh, these are kind of, oh, this is unusual. They're kind of squidgy, they're transparent, but they're a bit like your double-sided foam. Should we get them out? Have a little look. They've already been opened up, so they're quite squishy. They're kind of like a jelly version of a foam pad, if that makes any sense. It's a bit tricky to show you because they're transparent, but they are. They're quite squidgy, like those. Very good for your dimensions. These particular ones, little tiny tabs, sticky spots. And you've got several sheets of these, so you can see we've got more of them down here to share with you. And then you've got your larger ones again here. These are nice because you can actually use these direct with things like your gilding flakes as well. So you could put your gilding flakes on there. Some foils will work with these as well. Things like your mica powders as well. That's another way you could use these. Just dusting over the top.
almost give you that gem-like look. And we haven't even touched on the glue sticks yet, but £38.62, that's your price. All this sticky stuff. A lot of sticky stuff. Chevrons are in play. Oh, that's good. £20 saving. That's almost a half price deal, isn't it? Like that. Glue sticks are always useful as well, because these are good if you're working sometimes with your double-sided tape and you want something to kind of give you that opportunity to reposition. Some of those tapes grab, and they grab good and strong, don't they? So by putting a little bit of a glue stick on there, it's Paul Church that taught me this, put a little bit of glue stick on there and you can actually slide it round, and then what will happen is the glue stick will dry out, and then the adhesive from your double-sided foam tape and tabs and such on will actually take over. Very useful. Brilliant as well for crafting with the kids as well. Nice selection that you've got there. £19.51. Good saving. Lots of adhesive. 464 pieces, in fact. It's amazing. 851556. That's the item number that you need. So if you want to get involved with this one, you can jump onto the website, pop these into your basket, but check your basket out. Your card won't be debited because, of course, until we know that final price, we can't debit your card. And we don't know that final price until the last allocation has been snapped up. Chevrons are in play again. That means that price is coming down again. And now, wow, that is a big saving. Down to £10.99. It's a 72% saving. Phenomenal saving. And quantities coming in. Lots of you taken advantage of these already. Lots of you got involved between those two prices that we've got on your screen there. But now we only have 11 chances for you to get involved at £10.91. Now that price could continue to drop. I've got no idea. I've got no control. But what I do know is that everybody that got involved at £39.99 will be paying exactly the same price as whoever takes that last opportunity. Now we're down to 8 opportunities. Again, if you want to go for multiples of these, you can do. We don't limit the quantity that you pop into your basket and take advantage of. And the good news, because we've got our birthday event running at the moment, which runs up until, it's actually tomorrow evening, isn't it? When you order via Craft Price Drop, you will actually generate a credit that will be applied to your account on the 31st of August. So, And then from the 1st of September, all those pennies, those 10% credits, you can actually use during September. And we've got some big names coming up. Chatting to Barbara, she's in at the beginning of September. So perhaps you could be using your credit to get some of those things that Barbara brings to us. Lots of people getting involved. 4 chances. And those opportunities are dripping away before our eyes. They're going. They're going to go. We're down to the last 2 opportunities now. 851556, that's the item number if you're wanting to get involved with these. We're down to the last opportunity, the last chance. And June, you took advantage of it, thank you.
Price lock.
Well done, June. Got us a good deal. Got us a fabulous deal. £10.67. That's what we like here at Craft Price Drop. Mystery box time, mystery box time. It's going to go for less than a tenner. And what have we got in the box today? Do we do a countdown? Do we just go for it? Hey! Ooh! Now, this looks interesting. What have we got in here? Well, first of all, we've got a fabulous set of inks. You can see that from on your screen there. You've got 9-piece drawing set. You've got 6 inks. You've got 2 mechanical pencils in here, and you've got your circle template. Very usable set. So, £20.25. Let's cut to the chase. This is going to go for less than a tenner. The template itself, this is brilliant. You've got different sizes here. And you've also got a ruler that's included with this too as well, as you can see. And in here, this is where the good stuff is. I mean, it's all good, but this is the bit that's going to get you excited. It's got me excited anyway, if I can get into the box. So in here, you have got a fabulous set of drawing inks. Now, you have got black. You have got green. You have got blue. You've got yellow,
And you've got red, so that's your primaries covered, isn't it? So with those, you have got pretty much any colour that you like, because you've got your primaries in there. You've got your black to add depth, but you've also got your brown as well. So if you want to calm and tone any of those colours down, that's the way you can do it with those. But we said it'd be less than 10 then. And that's what we're in. It's coming down. It's coming down to less than £10. £9.97 for all of these. So better than half price deal. Now, in addition to those fabulous inks, you've got your mechanical pencil and your circle template as well. So you've got 2 of your mechanical pencils. These are really good weight. They feel, you know, when you pick up a pencil sometimes and you feel like you've got confidence in the tool. Does that make sense? It's a really nice feel, nice and weighted. And of course you've got your propeller pencil with this as well. So your leads, oops, today that's released a bit too much lead there. Nice thick lead with this particular one. And again with this one, I think it's slightly finer. Oh, that one hasn't got a lead in there at the moment. Oh, yes, it has. There you go. You can see again, I put it a little bit too far. There you go. So you're going to get both of those in there. Easily refillable as well. I think it unscrews so you can pop those leads in there. But you've got your 6 inks. Now these are brilliant. What does it tell me on the box about these? It doesn't tell me an awful lot on the box. But what I do know is that you can use it with a brush, because the packaging shows you that you can use it with a brush. You can also use it with a nib as well. So I'm thinking if you wanted to actually use it, I mean the drawing inks you can use in a variety of different ways, but of course if you've got the right tools. Did you see Paul the other day? Paul the other day, who was here with the Spellbinders show, and he was doing his calligraphy. You could use these in the similar tools to how he was using them. One opportunity left. Mixed media, you could be using these as well. Imagine trying these on things like your UPO papers, the effects that you would get with those. Or get your alcohol inks included with these as well, and I think you'll have loads of fun. Perhaps add into these as well. Do a little bit of an experiment, get some shimmer and shine in there. Now, 8 chances left at £9.72. 651494. You've got 6 inks. And you've got that fabulous circle template as well. Little tiny circles right the way down here, going to your larger size ones, as you can see across the top there as well. You've also got your ruler on here too as well, so that's going to help you with your sizing of these. You've got 37 circles. I think that's about right, yeah. You've also got this one here. I'll be honest with you, I never did technical drawing at school, so somebody watching this will know straight away all the different things. But one thing I have noticed on this, it has got all your different degrees on here, so I'm guessing that if you're using it and you know what you're doing, I'm sure that if you actually jump onto the website, you'll find a tutorial to show with these as well. But it's actually giving you 360 degrees, obviously being your full circle, and then of course you've got all your little angles in there, so you can do all the different angles that you want in. 4 chances left though. And don't forget, you might not want to use that. That's okay, don't use it. You've got your inks there, your 6 inks for £9.72. That's got to be worth a buy, hasn't it? Throwing in those 2 mechanical pencils again, just for that content alone. £9.72 is a fabulous price. 2 opportunities. We'll be bringing in our next auction in the next few moments, because we're having to say goodbye to that one because it's been snapped up. And the last opportunity has been taken. And Julia, you took advantage of that. Well done.
Price lock.
And don't forget, if you get involved at the top of an auction, which you can, you'll be paying that lowest price along with everybody else, but only if you check out your basket. Please do remember to check out your basket, because otherwise you won't be involved with the auction, you won't be able to take advantage of those savings, and frankly, you'll be rather fed up, because when we bring savings like those, you don't want to miss out on these. Now, these are beautiful. These are so pretty. If you're into your mystical and your fantasy, you are going to love this. Now this, Linda Raven's craft, I've got a piece of her artwork at home and she is phenomenal. An amazing lady that can literally do a line drawing with a ballpoint pen. Absolutely beautiful. Now we're talking about zodiac stamps here. They don't have to be zodiac, to be honest. In fact, on the stamps themselves, they haven't actually got anything to say that particular zodiac sign. So, whereas you can see the text underneath on the packaging telling you the different design, you would never know. But equally so, if you wanted to add that wording, then you could do. Aren't they beautiful, these? The artwork from these is incredible. Now, these are going to be beautiful for you to actually stamp out and add your own colour. 18 opportunities.
£40.92. 988 943. Bringing the quantity, not the quantity, sorry, the price in. Dropping that price down. No, busy for these. Very busy indeed. £14.92. Wow, you'll wish that you got involved with this one nice and early because we are phenomenally busy with these. Quantities coming in now. Literally, they are flying out. This can happen. We're down to the last opportunity now. Oh, my goodness. This is quicker than we were expecting. See those designs? Love those designs. Then you have to get involved. And it has gone. Don't know who got the last one, but well done.
Price lock.
Be people out there that missed out on that one. Oh my goodness, that was rapid fire with that auction. £14.68. My goodness, how fast was that? And that's what happens sometimes here, so you have to be quick off the mark. You might want our phone number on speed dial so you can get in touch really quickly. Now, Phil Martin, we know and love our Phil Martin. He brings us some wonderful designs. He's a crafter just like you and I, and he wants to make sure that when he brings out stamps that they are so usable and they will work alongside other things that he's brought to us previously and things that he will plan to bring to us in the future. This one is gorgeous, from the heart, and this is one of his range where it incorporated little tiny hearts, little flourishes. I say little flourishes, they're quite good sizes. I'm going to turn that stamp round so you can see. Good sizes, some of those, so quite easily they are page fillers, but then you've got the little diddy ones, and I know with each one of these hearts they will be different sizes, especially the individual ones, because that's what Phil wants to make sure you've got lots of stamps for your money. Now the second set with this one is beautiful. This one's more flourishes and some lovely scripted sentiments, very pretty. Got a little gap in the centre there, so it could be a date, perhaps if you're scrapbooking. It could be that you're taking one of these sentiments, and these sentiments are all individually created and designed to fit between those parallel lines that we've just seen. So if I turn this round, you will see they are individual stamps for you to use. But look at that big stamp at the bottom there. Beautiful, it's a big old stamp. So that price, £27.98. Good price, lots of stamps. 35 stamps in total, to be honest. Price is coming down then. It's coming down to £13.99. Is that a half price deal? I think it is. That's like you're buying one of those, getting the other one as a bonus. Phil Martin as well. Have a look at these. When you actually stamp them out, you get some gorgeous designs. Of course, dependent on the type of ink that you're using, reviews. I'm guessing this is one of the kind of like a distress ink that we've got here, because kind of got that smoky look to these, very pretty. But of course, if you wanted to use your clear stamps, your clear your embossing powders, you can get some wonderful results with these too as well. Very pretty. Do you like those? All of those coming to you over 2 stamp sets. £13.99. 624533. Lots of you getting involved with these. You might have seen these previously. It could be the first time you've seen them. Now, if you have used them before, you'll know that they were part of a collection. So to add these to your collection, you've got individual prices on these ones, which we'll share with you in a few moments. In fact, let's share it with you now. So here you go. You can see there your oval flourish, £13.99. Oh, that's the price on your screen. You know our price. Then your heart flourishes. Ooh, £13.99. That's what you'd be paying. So it is as if one of those sets you are getting as a bonus. That's good, isn't it? And these are so usable. That's the key thing. Fabulous prices, incredible savings, but still so usable. Again, your sentiments that you've got on here: have a wonderful day, enjoying your special day, happy birthday, thank you very much, happy Mother's Day, hope you feel better soon. And then those repeated on a smaller scale. Those are covering pretty much all eventualities, aren't they? All sorts of different occasions, all in one set. Quantities are coming in. We've been busy with these ones. Like these ones. I love those hearts. Oh, is that all that we've got left now? We have been busy for these, haven't we? 35 stamps down to £13.97. I'd definitely be getting these in my basket. Those large stamps to build up your backgrounds, maybe create gorgeous corners or flourishes, maybe even frames with those. And then, of course, you've got those sentiments that you can pop in there too as well. Parallel lines, those sentiments fitted in both of those gorgeous stamps to perfection. And Gillian, you managed to get the last one. Well done.
Price lock.
It certainly was. Locked in at a phenomenal price of £13.97. Amazing. Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. Now, what have we got in this set? We've got all sorts in here. This is perfect for a paper crafter. Some really nice elements in here. Some real cute toppers, some die cut elements. A bit of foil going on in here as well. And this is a nice bundle, perhaps for a novice crafter, perhaps for somebody who hasn't got a die cutting machine yet. So, in here you've got all sorts. So, you've got little toppers. This is a nice one as well for if you're crafting with the kids. £19.99 is our start price in this one. If you get involved, the lowest price is what you'll be paying for these. Beautiful. Then you've got these foiled stars. Now these are on black card, pop out. They've got that foiling on there, as you can see. Then you've got mirror finish with these as well. But now on your screen, £19.99. It's time to get that auction underway. We're getting busy for this one already. Now price is dropping down. Chevrons are in play. Where are we going with this one? What price are we going to drop this one down to? Just £9.98. Half price deal. You've got little fabulous snowmen, you've got angels in here, you've got fabulous little penguins as well. Foil cardstock as well with all your lettering on there. Absolutely beautiful. That's a really good base, that one too. Die cut elements as well. Phenomenally busy for this one. You're liking this one. That £9.98, I think less than a tenner is a price that you do like with these as well. Gorgeous papers with these as well. Absolutely phenomenal. And it's gone. Locked
Price
in.
lock.
Didn't even have a chance to bring the quantity in on that one. Oh my goodness. So congratulations to everybody who managed to get hold of that one at £9.98. Now, of course, during our craft price drop shows, we often recommend that you do become a Freedom member. The reason being is you don't want to pay any additional posting than you need to. Of course, with your auctions, you normally have to add on your post and packing. But you know what? Janice is here to tell you how you can avoid that.
Hello everyone, I'm here to tell you about Craft Price Drop and how it works. So on the side of your screen you will have some information. First of all, you'll have the item number. Then you will have the item description. Then underneath that you have the genuine start price. Now this is where the magic starts to happen. Underneath that genuine start price you have the now at price. And this is where we go piff, paff, plummet, and that price starts to fall. Everyone will pay the lowest price and we'll tell you how many of those items we have left. And then at the end of the auction, that's when your debit card or credit card will be charged and everyone pays the lowest price. And that is the magic of Craft Price Drop.
There's our magical Janice as well. So yeah, Craft Price Drop. We bring Craft Price Drop to you 3 times a day. Online at 11 o'clock, and usually you can watch us via Facebook. We've had a few little hiccups today. But then of course at 7 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the evening. 7 o'clock this morning I think was, we had Janice I think it was. And then this evening we've got Charlie. Now if you're watching from overseas then you can get involved as well. Don't want you to miss out on these deals. So if you're watching from Europe then guess what? You can get involved. You can become a Freedom member, and Freedom member is the way to go with regards to Craft Price Drop. So you can see they're normally be paying €11.99 for each delivery of each item that you order from us. But as a Freedom member, then your monthly membership is just shy of €15 at €14.97. And any of those countries that you are resident in, then you can get involved. But if you're a little further afield, perhaps you're over in America, then you can get involved as well. So $8.95, that's what you'd normally be paying for your post and packing on each of your items. Not just with Craft Price Drop, but with your regular shows. But of course, sign up for just $19.99 per calendar month, and you get all of those benefits that you see from the Freedom membership. So of course, your post and packing, you're also going to get those discounted prices too as well. And you get a monthly newsletter that's emailed to you, giving you a little bit of an update on what we've got coming up. So, of course, Craft Price Drop, 11 o'clock every single morning. I will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, with lots more savings. But don't worry, you don't have to wait until then, because, of course, Charlie will be coming up a little bit later on. Now, I'm going to be heading over to our main studio with our regular shows. I'll be back with you at 1 o'clock with the one-day special, which, if you've not seen it yet, you need to tune in. Most phenomenal deal. Sold out twice, and we've got it on extended delivery. See you later on. Bye.